starting pitching, hitting, defense. We need to do a much better job, and we need to do it quickly. You got to play fundamental baseball. We got to have good starting pitching. We got to get some timely hitting. Guys getting on base, play a nice defense. Those are the ingredients to a good ball club.
The Orioles are going to try and find those ingredients, assisted by the long ball of Mark Trumbo and Kevin Gausman on the mound. Last two starts have been very good for the Orioles right-hander. He'll try and continue that tonight and get the Orioles out of a losing streak. Game 2 of 4 from Minnesota. It's the Orioles Unmasked, and we welcome you back to Minneapolis on an absolutely beautiful summer evening here for the Orioles-Twins' second game of the 4-game set. Twins have won all 4 games played against the Orioles this year. The Orioles have a 4-game losing streak coming in. They want to disrupt all of that tonight with a W. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thornton. Welcome. Great to have you with us here on this Friday night where the Orioles hope it'll be Kevin Gausman who can lead them to the promised land and get a good start. He has not given up a run in the last 13 innings that he has worked, covering a couple of ball games, the last 2 starts in which he's not given up a run, and then an inning before that. Can he continue that streak tonight against Minnesota? That's what we're here to find out. He thinks so. He thinks he has turned the corner, and he talked about it after the last outing against the Rays.
Fastball command, obviously being able to put guys away with it also, and had a good feel for my split and my changeup, and even my slider too. So, I think my first pitch strikes were pretty good too. So, getting ahead always helps. I feel like I'm throwing the ball well right now, and just gotta kind of keep it going. And like you said, had a great second half last year. So, obviously looking forward to that, and just kind of knowing that I'm the type of guy who gets better as the season goes on.
So, Jim Palmer, Kevin Gausman, still a season in transition for him.
It really is, and I think initially because he had such a good August and September, he just figured especially when Chris Dillon was down, he'd be the #1 guy, but you're the only #1 guy opening day, and he was that, and he would just take off. Well, that's not the way the game works, so he's had to make some adjustments, and you can take a look. I mean, here are the adjustments: 3 and 7. You can see the high ERA, hadn't given up any runs. Average has gone, plummeted. Breaking ball key right here. It's gone down because the slider, yeah, you can use it, but his best pitches are his fastball and his splitter. You're going to see it in these highlights right here. And the other thing he did, Gary, is he moved over on the rubber. Gives him a better angle to righties. The righties have worn him out this year. Now all of a sudden be able to pitch to both sides of the plate. The splitter, there it is. It's been devastating. And the one thing he's able to do, radar guns kind of tell you he's got a good arm, 93 to 98. But can you throw the ball out of the middle of the plate, down in the strike zone, and when you get ahead, you can see it right here, can you elevate? That's what he did last year. That's what he's done in his last 2 starts. And not only, Gary, the last start to me was his best start of the year because he did it against Tampa Bay. They had put 10 runs on the board Saturday night. And again, you talk about a 4-game losing streak. The last Oriole win, Gausman's on the mound.
Jim, one of the things Minnesota's obviously going to be looking at here is it in the last 2 starts, especially the last one, it was fastball splitter, and that was just about it. I mean, he really dumped the breaking ball. He hardly used it at all. Twins know that. Are they going to sit on the heater and just spit on the splitter?
Well, I don't know, because if he gets ahead, I think that, again, in his interview, he said, listen, I'm throwing strike 1. Now I made that adjustment. Now I can get to the outside corner easily, or more easily to the right-handed batter. So I'm going to do that, and all of a sudden I have confidence. So I don't know if anybody having more confidence. Dylan Bundy talked about it. He said, I'm pitching poorly. I need to have a good outing. Gausman's had 2 good outings. They need, Mark Trumbo talked about the ingredients. We all know what the ingredients are, but sometimes the recipe's a little bit off, and it's been off a lot for the Orioles. Good starting pitching can give you the main ingredient.
All right, game 2 coming up here. And when we come back, the man who held the role of closer until Zach returned. We'll talk about what he learned while he was in that role this season for the Orioles. Brad Brock will join us when we come back to Minneapolis. Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Beautiful night here in the Twin Cities. And for Brad Brock, an opportunity to be a closer. That's what he had this year. These are the career numbers, 15 through 17 as a closer. You see the games, the record. Take a look at the bottom. He got better as it went along, converting 15 and 19 this season. And for Brad Brock, it was a learning season.
You know, I think I learned a lot. I think those blown saves, unfortunately they happen, but I think every single time I kind of learned or relearned a lesson, and I think it's only going to help me moving forward. And, you know, it's kind of when you're out there trying to get that last out before, you know, the game is either over or, you know, we lose, it's definitely a lot more pressure. So I think, you know, being out there for the most pressured outs, it's only going to help me moving forward.
That's what I was going to ask you. I mean, we talk about this all the time. You've had it where you come in earlier in a ball game. Do you find it true? I mean, are those last 3 outs the toughest?
I think they're definitely different. I think I don't know if it was a mental thing or if it was a physical thing or whatever, but they seem to be, you know, the hitters are just refusing to give you that last strike or that last out. And I think they're willing to kind of cut down their swing, or they're willing to put the ball the other way, or just kind of put the ball in play, as opposed to where when you're in the setup role, they're still kind of stick to what they do the rest of their at-bats. So that was the biggest difference for me, is that in the ninth inning, those hitters are just really stingy with that last strike or last out that you give them.
And I know we talked about this while you were doing it. Aggressiveness, you found, works.
Yeah, I think that was what kind of hurt me early on when I first became the closer, was just kind of falling behind hitters, and it just really magnifies and amplifies there in the ninth inning. If you fall behind, these guys they're going to make you pay for it, more so than any other inning I've pitched so far. So for me, it was just kind of using their aggressiveness, because they don't want to fall behind either. So for me, it was kind of just get ahead, stay ahead, and just kind of go right after it with what I had.
Do you like being closer?
I enjoyed it a lot. I think just being out there for those last few outs, it kind of just brings, you know, my attitude to another level, and I think it kind of allows me to really just kind of take advantage of the hitters' aggressiveness and just kind of go out there and do my thing.
Will you do now, earlier in a ball game, what you were doing as a closer? Will you work the same way?
Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, that's my plan, is just kind of go out there and do what I had been doing for the last 3 weeks. I know last Friday wasn't the best outcome, but I think for those 3 weeks there, I kind of really came into my own, and I just want to use that type of approach from here on out.
And he certainly, I mean, he's about as talented as you come. And again, the Orioles got him in a trade with San Diego, so he's been a terrific part of this bullpen. And, you know, it just gives you a lot more depth. And again, you know, if the Orioles continue to lose, and hopefully that will not be the case, he does have a lot of value.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look weather-wise. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? As we said, glorious. It's about 12 degrees cooler than it was last night. 77, humidity way down, and skies have mostly cleared up. Few high clouds. We are ready to go with baseball. Orioles lineup brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Smith, Machado, Scope, Jones, Trumbo, Mancini, Kim, Joseph, and Tejada. 287. Adam brings in lifetime against him. And the pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway. Seth Smith.
Yeah, well, again, Felix Jorge, he's youthful. He's only 23, right out of Double-A. Dominated A-ball last year. Live arm. Ball moves all over. He can pitch to both sides of the plate, and they're looking for starters. So again, you know, last year, you know, he got his first start and a win. It was against Kansas City. Gave up a 2-run home run early on the first inning. Now that and settled down. Lefties hit him obviously pretty well. They were 3 for 6. But again, right out of Double-A, where he was 8-1.
Yeah.
I mean, dominating down there.
Yeah, ball hit in the air to center field pretty hard. Going back 403. That's right at the wall. Buxton there. Goodbye home run. All the way back to the bottom of the batter's eye. Seth Smith leads off the ball game with a dinger, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Well, that ball goes, what, about 421 feet. And again, just gets something up. There you go. The shirt, the applause, and the 1-0 lead. Pretty good combination.
So another leadoff home run in a season where around the majors there have been a lot of them. That's the 9th home run for Seth Smith and his 19th RBI. So the long ball against the rookie pitcher to start the ball game out. Let's see how he handles that here in the first inning. Manny Machado up. Manny started with a 1 for 5 in the ball game last night. He'll take the pitch for a strike.
Yeah, you take a look, you can see him trying to go up into the zone, and boy, that ball gets out of here. Of course, Smith, a high fastball hitter.
That ball tagged in the air. That's way back, and that's gone. Goodbye home run. Back-to-back homers to start the ball game for the Orioles. Dig into your research packet and find out when that happened last, as Manny Machado clocks one into the overhang the other way, and the Orioles have a 2-0 lead.
Well, one of the great hitting parks in baseball. Nobody thought that'd be the case, but Target Field, and I tell you, the target is over the fence, and that's where Manny's strength is. He sometimes doesn't know that, but the right center field goes with it.
17th home run of the season for Manny Machado, and the Orioles come out with the bats a-wailing here in back-to-back homers.
Yeah, Chris Jimenez is saying, well, I'm putting down the wrong fingers. I mean, that's on the outside part of the plate. You know, again, the Orioles know he's pretty much a fastball changeup hitter until he establishes that changeup. Look, fastball, and both of them on fastballs, both of them home runs.
The 6th back-to-back home runs hit by the Orioles this season. That ball is gone after and fouled off by Jonathan Scope, who would like to add to it. So the Orioles, in a ballpark we talked about last night that has given up a lot of home runs and a lot of offense, shows both here early on with Smith and Machado clocking the long balls. Scope a little late on that one, on a cutter down and away, and the count will go to 0-2. I mean, both those balls were really tagged.
Well, that's what both of those guys do, especially Manny coming off 37. There's a big breaking ball.
Didn't go.
Yeah, if the Orioles are going to stop this 4-game losing streak, number one, obviously they have to get good pitching from Kevin Gausman, but this is not Jose Barrios, who came in at 7-2. This is a young kid, and there's a changeup. And it's not that you take him lightly, but again, he's got to prove that he belongs here, and that's not always easy. But a nice little pitch there. He threw 14 pitches against Kansas City. There were changeups. Not only does he throw it, it's a perfect changeup down underneath the bat at 86 miles per hour.
He gave up one home run in that start. The only start this year was against Kansas City, and he did give up a dinger there. And now he's given up 2 here. He's only 23 years old, 7 years in the minors, and as Jim said, the best record they had in the minors at AA ball belonged to him. Jorge had 8-1 with an ERA of 3.26. Here's Adam Jones. Adam with a big cut on a breaking ball. So for Seth Smith, he has now hit 5 leadoff home runs this season. How about that? 5 of them. The Orioles have 6. Joey Rickard has got the other one. That's a lot of leadoff homers in a season, much less in the first half of a year. And it is the first time this year the Orioles have led off a ball game with back-to-back home runs. That's going to be a base hit down the line. Kepler over to get it. He'll cut it off. Adam will go in with a single and a 4-game hit streak for Jones.
Yeah, take a look at the defense here for the Twins at Target Field. Rosario Buxton, who's kind of a gold glove caliber center fielder. Kepler in right. Sano, Polanco, Dozier. Vargas comes back from the minor leagues. Sano moves across the diamond, played first ball, and then Jimenez doing the catching.
So the Orioles already with 3 hits in the ball game and 4 batters up. Here's Mike Trumbo. Trumbo had the big home run in last night's game. Pitch will be taken in the dirt. Jimenez able to stop that one. Mark comes in now with a 5-game hit streak. 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. The home run, 2 RBIs, and it was Mark, who, if you saw the open to our broadcast a few minutes ago, who really challenged the team and said that just not playing good baseball, lousy baseball, every aspect of it. And said it's got to be picked up, and it's got to be picked up now.
Yeah, the quote was we need to get with the program.
Yeah.
And part of the program, and we saw it last year on the way to 89 wins, and yeah, they're a one-dimensional team. They don't steal a lot of bases, is hitting home runs. And the other thing they've done until lately, as well as or better than anybody, was when you get them on, they get them in. And that's been a struggle over the last, maybe 10 games.
Jorge with a runner on at first base. Pitch on the way. Went for the outside corner. Didn't get there. Trumbo, 5 games in which he's had a hit.
Oh, yeah, and it's been really all parts of the ballpark. We saw him go to center on the 3-0 pitch last night for the home run. And there it is. Buxton runs out of room.
Orioles came in 6th in the league in home runs. They now have 118 of them. Pitch is going to be there for a strike at the knees. Mark didn't think so. Was headed down to first base on that one, and a 3-ball 1-strike count.
Well, let's see what the youngster, and he is young at 23, does here in this 3-1 count, because you know that. In fact, I would imagine all these hitters will hit off the fastball till he proves he could get another one of those pitches over.
Runner at first, not going. Swing and a miss at 85.
Well, there's proven, and he did it to Scope when he got the 2 strikes, that he'll throw something else other than the fastball, and that was a good changeup. His changeup is rated better than the breaking ball, so it's fastball, changeup, and then of the secondary pitches, the slider kind of curveball is down the list.
Fans cheering for the youngster. Want to urge him on here in the inning after that back-to-back homer start, and that will be fouled off the end of the bat. Jorge in the minors this year at Double-A ball, his splits were left-handers hit 272 and right-handers hit 271. There was no difference. In the minors over 7 years, he won 36 games, lost 29. His ERA in 7 years in the minors was a very good 3.18. And again, we emphasize he's coming all the way up from Double-A for this his second major league start. 3-ball 2-strike count. Runner not going. Ground ball will go too short. Polanco. There's one. The turn over to first, and they will get the double play. But the Orioles back-to-back home runs to start a ball game. As the Orioles doing that for the first time here, and they blasted them. Smith, Machado, 2-0. Twice in the first inning have had back-to-back home runs. They did it against the Angels May 20. It was Joey Rickard and Manny Machado, but the first time that they've had the first 2 hitters of the game get them. Here's the lineup for the Twins. Dozier, Gausman, and Sano. Kepler, Vargas just called back up. Mauer's gone on the DL. Rosario, Jimenez, Polanco, and Buxton. Max Kepler last 4 games, 6 for 13.
And our scouting reports for Kevin Gausman, well, he's 2-0 in his last 2 starts, so back on track, on the right track. Well, Breaking Bad, 20 for 50, 400 average on breaking balls. No, he's not Bryan Cranston, he's not Walter White of Breaking Bad, but he's maybe learned, maybe breaking ball, you'll show it to him, but not throwing it as much. And then crunch time, the runner in scoring position number last year was 200. It was well over 300. It's down to 256, which is kind of the league average. So he's come back when it matters, and they get him a nice 2-0 lead. And you can look, righties hitting him a lot better than left-handers.
So no run surrendered by Gausman for 13 consecutive innings coming into the ballgame. Dozier will take the pitch at 94. It is in there for a strike. For Dozier, he had an 0-for in the ballgame last night. Brian went 0 for 4. Dozier's 5 for 18 against the Orioles this year with 1 home run. And he'll swing through another heater at 95 that time.
Now, it didn't work last night because the Orioles got a 2-0 lead on the Trumbo home run, but it is nice to get an early lead, especially on the road where you're struggling as a team and also individually.
The Orioles, with the loss in the ball game last night, they are now tied with Detroit for the fewest road wins in the American League. They are 15 and 29 on the road this season. Dylan Bundy taking the loss. Breaking ball is going to miss outside, and the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dozier. Yes, Joe Mauer, who did not play last night, was put on the DL today, so he's not going to be in this series. Give him the long rest. Just misses.
Yeah, good eye by Dozier, trusting home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. Yeah, Mauer with the back problems, and it's not the first time he's gone through those. And boy, is he a tough out of the lineup. Doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but on base percentage.
And he gets him.
Well, it's nice to be able to, and this is why Kevin Gausman, as you look at our Mercedes pitchcast, was a #1 draft choice out of LSU. He's got this 97. And Dozier, inside half fastball. This is what he lives for, but not at this velocity, and you can see the late life. He also has got Caleb Joseph doing the catching tonight.
So that'll be strikeout number 77 in 93 innings of work. 2-to-1 ratio. Strikeout to walk starts him out with a big off-speed pitch as Gausman goes after it.
Well, what did you ask me in the opening? You think that he won't throw it and they'll know it? Well, right there's a curveball.
Yep.
And he chased it, and you know the one thing that Gausman does is on base percentage.
Ball in the air to center field, hit hard. Adam Jones high in the air will haul it in, and Gausman is retired.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense. Still not back to normal because of injuries, but Kim, who's got 2 hits last night and left, Jones, Smith, who hit the homer, Machado, Tejada, Scope, Mancini, and then Caleb Joseph, as we mentioned, behind the plate.
Kevin Gausman, first inning's been the bugaboo. He's given up 12 first inning runs, more than any other inning. Tries to go through the order 1, 2, 3 in this first inning. Sano stands in, 8-game hit streak. He continued it last night with a 1 for 4 in the ball game. Kevin is making his first start against the Twins this year, 4 career starts. He is 0-2 against Minnesota with a high ERA of 6. 2 career starts here. 0-1, ERA 9.3 in those starts in this ballpark. 97.
Yeah. Well, that's how he got Dozier out, and I just think moving over on the pitching rubber, it gives him a better angle. He feels more confident. He talked about that in between games. But just moving over, I mean, the pitching rubber's 24 inches, home plate 17, so he made a little of adjustment.
Sano will go after that one and got him 2 strikeouts on a big solid inning as Gausman sets them down in order, and after 1 the Orioles have a 2-0 lead. Townsley from Dundalk, 500 for being selected and 500 for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Nice start, Diana. $1,000 picked up before we get your name on the air. Play Home Run Rich's Scratch House went up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/home run. I normally would say good luck, Diana, but apparently you already have it.
Yes.
Oh, I wish she would stand up. That shot right there of those two Baltimore fans, they have got on Baltimore shorts that I saw when they were standing down in front of us having a picture taken. They are the best. I don't think I've ever seen them.
Well,
before.
they were in Milwaukee.
Were they in Milwaukee?
They traveled over from
Those
Milwaukee.
Are great. That's a great outfit, and I particularly like the rabbit ears.
No, those
Hope
are
the reception is
no,
good.
those are Oriole orange pom poms that kind of act as antennae.
Yes. You want to listen to other planets? You put those on. The pitch is on the outside corner for a strike as Trey Mancini stands in.
Never thought of that, but that does make a lot of sense.
I never thought of that. Mancini will foul that one back. Trey continued his hit streak to 4 games last night. He went 2 for 4, 2 doubles, and they were hard hit baseballs.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing, and not that he's really struggling, is that the league's trying to go a little bit softer on him now. Whether Jorge can do it, and as he runs that fastball. The one thing about this young man is that coming up through the minor leagues, the impressive thing for me was that he hardly ever walks anybody, so he always throws strikes. But up here, you find out they got to be quality strikes.
Delivery on the way. Mancini rips another one. That'll be foul into the seats.
Yeah, there's that changeup, and that wasn't a good one, and he's all over it.
The walks this year with the 8-1 mark at Chattanooga AA. He had 22 walks in 85 innings, 61 strikeouts. And we'll just miss inside with that. Mancini, the good eye on it, takes the count full, 3-2. Trey Mancini, he and Judge leading the rookie numbers in the American League. 3-2 delivery, and on the 8th he gets a K.
Well, that's a nice talent to have. I mean, you want to slow, you want to make 91 to 93 a little bit harder, throw that changeup, and that was his best pitch in the first inning. He got the double play from Trumbo. He struck out Scope, and now Mancini. And I know that Paul Molitor, who's managing his manager, saying, okay, first 2 guys hit home runs. A lot of young pitchers won't throw it over. But this kid, that's his strength, throwing strikes.
That'll bring Kim to the plate, and Soo Kim 1 for 2 in the ball game last night. The Orioles 2-run loss last night, 6-4. So they started the day tied with Toronto for last place in the division. Down to first hard. That's Vargas playing there. And there are 2 away. The Orioles host the Cubs July 14 through 16, Sunday, July 16. Kids ages 4 to 14 run the bases, presented by Wise Markets. Don't miss out. Great weekend. Tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Minnesota Twins with a win last night, 3 above 500. They are 3rd in the Central. All tightly bound are Cleveland ahead of KC by 1, and Minnesota by just a game and a half for Paul Molitor's ball club. Jorge's pitch over the top in there for a strike to Caleb Joseph. 2 down, nobody on here in the 2nd inning. Real fine numbers for Caleb. Day game tomorrow, so he's going to catch here, and then tomorrow we undoubtedly will see Wellington Castillo.
Well,
Wade
again,
Miley, by the way, is going to pitch tomorrow.
Yeah, with Castillo struggling a little bit with the bat and the injuries, Caleb has kind of earned the right to maybe play a little bit more.
Yep. Pitch to him as a bouncer, scooped up by Jimenez, and Joseph takes the count to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, we always talk about how left-handed hitters, they off the lefties, they hit the ball the opposite field. Don Mattingly told Paul O'Neill there's gold out there. Same thing applies. You
that one to center field. Going back is Buxton, and we'll have run. Orioles retired in order. So the 23-year-old comes back here in the 2nd, regroups. Heritage Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at heritagedealers.com. Big homestand coming up for the Orioles. They finish up here, 4-game set on Sunday, the All-Star break. Then back home, the Cubs are in for 3, Texas is in for 4, and Houston in for 3. The big homestand after the break. Orioles with a 2-0 lead here. Great Oriole colors, top, and I do mean top to bottom. Soon he will receive a text. She was on TV. She was on TV.
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Here is Kepler.
Yeah, he got a big hit in that 6-run inning. Line drive over a shortstop.
Max playing in right field tonight. Plays right field in DHs. Primarily a DH. Had a 1 for 3. Vargas and then Rosario will be coming up. Kevin Gausman's pitch, line foul.
Well, if you could judge a start by just 1 inning, that first inning was overpowered. That's how good he was.
Certainly has a nice, easy, relaxed delivery.
Well, he's always had that, but I think just by moving over, the lines are a little bit better. You can see he's trying to go inside there. It doesn't get there. But he's always been better against lefties than righties. And one of the reasons is that when you're way over on the third base side of the rubber and he's kind of moved over, is that your first thing you see is that outside corner of the lefties. But it's hard to get it in. And so they know he's better away. And there's a splitter that misses. But if he moves over a little bit, if we're looking towards home plate to the left, now it gives him a better angle inside. And I think he's found that it's more comfortable. It's easier on his motion and it's easier to pitch better.
Kevin comes in, 3rd most hits surrendered, 3rd most earned runs, and the 3rd highest in walks. But over the last 2 starts, none of that has shown up, and that's what has shown up, his 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, and again, when you can throw, you can get ahead. He talked about it in the pregame. When you can get ahead, you don't have to throw strikes. Also, he's staying behind his fastball and a splitter. I mean, dramatically better the last 2 starts. And so what now? What, 15 innings without giving up a run, or at least approaching that?
Eddie Vargas just called up. He'd been with this ball club just a little bit ago. Sent down, immediately called back. 6 games against the Orioles. He's had 4 multi-hit games and gone 10 for 25 against the O's. He had been up to play here and sent back down July 3, 4 games AAA, and then back up again with Mauer going on the DL today. So Vargas playing at first base. Shift on against him in the infield, not all the way around. Left-hander will take the pitch inside for a ball.
Yeah, 6'5", 275. That's what he's listed at. Switch hitter out of Puerto Rico.
Pitch by Gausman, who's working at a pretty good pace. That one just tipped away, 3rd base side. And Kevin evens the count up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He talked about getting that first pitch strike, which is important for him, and one of the reasons, as he said, that over the last 2 games he's been successful. That one will be taken down low, and the count full, 3-2 on Vargas. Rosario waiting on deck.
And he does give you the look if you're pitching. I mean, he kind of looks right at you, swings through pitches.
Vargas waiting on a full count. Gausman's delivery will be hit in the air to left center field. That ball is deep and off the top of the wall. He's going to try for 2. Here's the throw into second base. Not in time, and did he sustain the tag? Yes, he did. The Orioles' Jonathan Scope didn't think he did. Scope thought he came off the base, said something to Lance Barrett, the umpire, and looked into the dugout asking for a review.
Yeah, again, here he comes in, and so again, you're taught to sustain the tag. And I'm not sure if he came off enough. Came off a little bit.
The Orioles, I think, are going to challenge this.
So I guess there might be another angle that would show whether, yeah, this will probably right here. Let's see. Now the tag is going to go on right about now. Jonathan, great at this. So there's the tag, and does the foot come off? This will show you whether the foot comes off right here, unless that knee blocks our camera angle. So there it is. Sustained, foot off, you're out.
He's out, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be called out.
He's out.
Yep.
Great call. And Jonathan Scope, the heads up look.
Well, he got, not only does he make the All-Star team, part of the deal is that he's an All-Star tagger. And Bobby Dickerson, the infield coach, that's the minute they went to the challenges, one of the first things they work on in spring training, sustain the tag, and it pays off.
Can't push him off, but you can keep the tag on, and that's exactly what he did.
So it's a single, and then Kim gets an assist.
7-4 in the put out, and there are 2 down. Pitchers love that. Help the cause. Here's Rosario. He in left field and an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Last night is looking for his first hit against the Orioles this year. He is 0 for 6 against the O's. Gausman's delivery to him, and that'll miss down low for a ball. So the Orioles getting a few things going right early in this game. Heads up defense, using the long ball to start the ball game. Gausman looking pretty good. That one's going to fall in. That'll be a base hit. Big turn. Smith up with it, and Rosario on with a 2-out single.
Yeah, you don't play on Paul Molitor's team if you don't come out of the box thinking double. And because if he bobbles that ball, he's going to be at second. And this is the second series in a row where the Orioles have seen a very athletic team. Milwaukee, they have guys that can run, and the same with the Twins. Now, they don't have the kind of power that the Brewers have, but similar ball clubs as far as speed.
Rosario's 4 for 8 in stealing bases. There are 2 down here, though. Jimenez against Gausman, 1 for 3, a home run. And the catcher will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. So Jimenez gets the chance behind the plate. Taking a look down at third to see whether or not that steal sign's on. 39th game that he's been in, just a 204 as you saw batting average, but does have 5 home runs and 9 RBIs. Runner not going, pitch on the outside corner, and that too is there.
Yeah, well, he's hit a home run almost every, a little bit over 16 times at the plate, and that's a pretty good pace. So he can hurt you, and the Orioles know that. They played for Tampa. The Orioles have seen him.
Jimenez against the Orioles, only 4 at-bats this year, 0 for 4. Lifetime, though, he's a .281 hitter against the Orioles with a home run. Jimenez, late swing, protect me, and did, as he fouled it lazily off the first base side.
Well, for an 0-2 pitch, that was not the way Kevin Gausman's been pitching the last 2 games, because it was right down the middle.
Not expecting it, and didn't get a good cut at it.
Well, he's protecting, and now they're going to try to get in on him.
0-2 count. Runner off first base. Jimenez will go upstairs and foul back. But after that one up high.
He had 99.
He's a veteran catcher, 34 years old, out of Gilroy, California, the garlic capital of the world. A major league just .218. Lifetime average has been with the Indians, Tampa Bay, Texas, went back to Cleveland and Texas, and was with Cleveland last year, hit .216, 67 games. Jimenez waiting on the 0-2. Just got enough of that one.
Yeah, when you if you're going down to Monterey or the Monterey Peninsula, you get out of San Francisco, or you drive just past San Jose, and you like the smell of garlic. You don't put on the the air circulation thing that doesn't allow outside air. If you do, you just do it.
It's natural.
Yeah, Gilroy, California. And garlic's good, by the way.
I love garlic.
Yeah.
Delivery on the way, swung out and missed. Kevin Gausman's got 4 strikeouts. A couple of hits in the inning, little defensive help from Kim and Scope. Sailing tonight. Dominion National Friday Smile. Dominion National providing innovative high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. A lot to smile about for Oriole fans so far. Orioles up 2-0 in the ball game. Woody back out on the mound. Tejada, Smith, and Manny Machado will be up against the 23-year-old. Orioles, the 5 games below 500, where they have not been before this year and don't want to stay for very long. Ruben Tejada. Tejada did not play in the ball game last night. Some discussion about whether or not the Orioles might make the move to start the game that they made to end the game last night, namely moving Jonathan Scope to short and putting Giovitelli in at second base. But Showalter deciding, at least for the moment, not to. But he said he will, as necessary and as he thinks will benefit the ball club in any particular game.
Yeah, it's almost, I think he knows that it may work. Scope certainly can play shortstops. Not that he's been, other than last night, first time he's ever done it at the major league level, but maybe a sign of panic.
Outside corner strike.
Or a sign that, you know what, it's not working the way it's going. So I don't think Buck's afraid of doing that.
Even with the bag at third base, Sano. Delivery to Tejada, and he'll foul that one back off the screen.
And the other thing is, we've seen Ruben Tejada. Now, obviously, the bases loaded situation, couldn't get the ball in play against Garza with nobody out. That hurt him, but he's actually hit some balls to right field, but that has to be his approach. Back up the middle. And again, just, you're a singles hitter. Make the most of it. Even if it means when you get on that home stand and you're still on the glove, you work on bunting and pushing the ball. I mean, whatever it takes. And then all of a sudden you become much more valuable.
Tejada 3-2 count. Sano moves back. What is delivery, and he'll walk it. So the ever dangerous leadoff walk for the Orioles here in the third inning. Orioles joined all Major League Baseball in wearing the special patriotic themed jerseys and caps on July 4. Go to Orioles.com/auctions to bid on these autographed and authenticated game worn items. All proceeds benefit USO of Metropolitan Washington Baltimore. The bidding closes Sunday at 10.
Yeah, and even that walk just sets up this whole inning, because now all of a sudden you can't put the shift on, which they did all last night against Seth Smith. You got a big avenue into right field.
Ooh,
as long as you don't get picked off, and you
good move.
Yeah, don't steal a lot of bases, and Wayne Kirby, I think a little communication right there. Hey.
So the Orioles' 6th leadoff home run hit by.
And Vargas thinks he might have picked him off.
Yeah,
so
they're looking at it here. See whether or not they want to challenge the call at first base. 30 seconds for the manager to decide, and the decision is no challenge.
Again, it took them a little while to get the glove down. Otherwise, I think they would have challenged it.
Close.
Well, otherwise it would have been out.
Yeah. Seth Smith, the leadoff homer. Orioles 6th. 5 of them belong to him. Leadoff homers in a ball game. Number 9 on the year. And the pitch to him. I just noticed on a foul ball, I have not seen this kind of a screen above the dugouts before. I love it. It's not very high. It doesn't go all the way around, but it goes the length of the dugout right there, and it protects those screaming line drives that go right across the roof and into the crowd. That's a great
Well, a lot
screen.
of clubs, yeah, a lot of clubs. I read probably about a month ago. A lot of clubs have done that. Not all. I mean, there's
some have put the full screen that
yeah,
goes all
right,
the way up,
yeah,
all the way
exactly.
down, which I think is a great idea as well. But that's a nice middle ground, if you will. This ball has already hit that over the dugout of Minnesota. One went screaming over there. 1-0 count. Orioles trying to add to their 2-0 lead. Sano stays in at third base, just off the cut of the grass. Smith waiting on it, and the pitch is in there for a strike at 86. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike.
Felix Jorge, quick study. A couple of fastball home runs, and saying I'll use it, but going to have to establish my other pitches. And from what I've seen, if you look at all the numbers, he's able to do that. Now, will he make good enough pitches? We'll see.
Count at 1-1. Bue's delivery inside. Quick pickoff move. Good stop made on a bad throw by Jimenez. Vargas got out there and just put the body in front of it.
Yeah, what did they call that? Because it looked like it was a strike, and I'm not sure if Jimenez didn't come up right in front of home plate.
They called it a ball.
Yeah, they did, and it looked like it got the corner.
Came up real quick, blocked. Jim Reynolds, home plate umpire. Minnesota's announced they have signed Bartolo Colon, the 44-year-old veteran, to a minor league contract today, and he's been assigned to Rochester AAA. Colon was released by the Atlanta Braves a day ago. 2 ball, 1 strike count. That ball's laced. That's going to be a base hit into center field. Stopping at second base is Tejada, so the Orioles get the first 2 on here in the third, and Smith is 2 for 2.
Well, home run on a fastball, and because Jimenez comes up in front of the umpire, he's behind the count. He looks for a changeup and 96-mile-per-hour line drive back up the middle, so he could look for the changeup. So there's a veteran looking for a pitch and getting it and not missing it.
So the Orioles threaten again, and again a conference at the mound here as the Orioles bats have come out ringing against this youngster. Manny Machado, one of those. Manny in the back-to-back home runs in the first inning, picking up his 17th home run of the year. He will stand in. Orioles have also had 6 back-to-back home runs this season, and Manny Machado involved in it for the first time, which is kind of surprising. Jones and Trumbo, Davis and Scope, Kim and Scope, Mancini and Scope, and Mancini and Scope again for the other back-to-back home runs for the Orioles. So Manny a chance to do more damage. Nobody out. Infield double play depth, and the pitch taken for a ball.
We'll take a look right here. I mean, that's just a fastball outside third. He smokes it. Line drive into the short porch in right field here, at least the overhang. Probably comes onto the field, I don't know, what, about 8 to 10 feet.
Orioles 2 for 9 last night. In the air, left field, another one that's hit deep, way back, and goodbye home run. Manny Machado, 2 at bats, 2 home runs, and on this one, 3 RBIs. And the Orioles have a 5-0 lead as they sting another one.
So again, what happens after the walk? You get Smith with a great at bat, and then you get Manny. I don't know if he's looking for the changeup, but that's what he hits, and all of a sudden he's 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs, a couple of home runs. So a belated birthday present.
Yeah.
Turned 25 yesterday.
1 to right and 1 to left for Manny, and now he's got 18 home runs on the year and dancing it up in the dugout. Manny with 45 RBIs, and the pitch taken up high by Jonathan Scope.
Well, here's the changeup, and it's not a horrible pitch. It's just, you know, again, fastball the other way, let the changeup speed up the bat, and voila.
Slow roller, tough play. Polanco charging, and we'll get it over there in time to get Scope.
And again, the kid comes back, and right after a 3-run home run makes a good pitch to a guy that's going to the All-Star game.
So Manny Machado, first 2 home runs he's had against Minnesota this year. Here in this ballpark, he has hit 5 home runs here at Target Field. He's got a 370 plus batting average in this ballpark, along with the 5 homers. Adam Jones had a base hit his first time up. One down, bases are empty. The Orioles 3 runs, 5 hits, and that one slipped and ends up way up high. And a 1-0 count. That ball in the air to right. Kepler's there to put it away. Jones retired. 2 down here in the 3rd inning.
Well, the reason that Jorge is getting a chance to pitch tonight is because of their, the Hector Santiago. He's been on the DL off and on twice. He lost 7 in a row. So they go down to Double-A, and they bring him up 11th in starting pitching. The Orioles about an eighth, really about a quarter or 3/4 of a run higher, number 15. So both teams looking for starters.
Mike Trumbo up will take the pitch for a strike. Talk about how the pitching here in this ballpark for the Twins has been so bad. They've given them more home runs, more runs, and the highest batting average in their home park than any other team in their home yard. And the Orioles adding to those woes already in this game, off the end and foul.
Yeah, they kind of almost reverse the dimensions of Camden Yards in a sense. It's 365 to the power alley and right. That's the 364 the power alley and left, and then you have a little more room in left field. But this year, balls, bats, whatever, balls flying here.
Really,
we've seen it tonight. 3 home runs already.
I asked somebody who knew about the Minnesota Twins, how come your pitchers are giving up so much here? How come the opposing teams are doing so well in this ballpark? And his answer was, because our players don't get to hit against our pitching. Well, that pretty well sums it up, actually. That's kind of the way it's been. It's why Minnesota is under 500 at home, 19 and 26.
Yeah, Barrios and Santana. Santana going to the All-Star game, and then the rest of the starters really struggling.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Mark will foul that one off and keep the at-bat alive. Take a look at the shift put on against Trumbo, playing him to pull. Statcast provided by AWS. Dozier moved over to the shortstop side of the bag.
But again, because of those numbers and the fact that you're going to miss Santana and you've already lost to Barrios, hey, you got a chance to win the next 3.
That's right. Pitch is just a little bit inside.
Because the pitching matchups, you talked about Wade Miley. Wade Miley, it's not about stuff, it's about command. So maybe he'll get back on track tomorrow, and all of a sudden things will look a little bit less gloomy.
And that one walked outside with it. The naming of Miley just on today. Chris Tillman, of course, was scheduled to pitch, but just having the baby, we congratulate he and his wife, first child. Did not want to rush Chris back in, travel here, pitch. So Wade Miley will be the pitcher against Mejia tomorrow. Ground ball to third, that's going to be fouled. Then Ubaldo Jimenez will go in game 4 against Kyle Gibson. So Trumbo battling away against Jorge. 2 down, nobody on. Chris Davis working out today, BP and ground balls. It's the 14th, July 14th scheduled date for Chris to return. Full count. Jorge waiting. Trumbo stepped out. And towards the outside part of the plate. Here was Chris earlier today working out here at the ballpark.
Yeah, he hit out in the cage yesterday, and then today was batting practice, also taking throws at first. He won't do anything tomorrow, and then probably hit in the cage on Sunday, and then play in the minor leagues for a couple of days during the All-Star break.
That's going to be a base hit left center field on a 3-2 delivery. Trumbo will make the big turn. Gonna go for 2, throw way off the mark, and it'll be backed up, and he's got a double. Rosario, the left fielder, coming in with Buxton. Rosario coming from left, going the wrong way to be able to make an accurate throw, and he didn't.
Yeah, and Trumbo not even hesitating. So again, fireworks night here at Target Field, and it's starting a little bit early. Orioles bats. So again, just gets a good pitch to hit, drives it up the gap. Tough play because you're throwing against your body, and then, as you mentioned, not a particularly good throw.
So Trumbo, he spoke up about how the Orioles weren't playing very well, and he's helping out with the charge tonight. He gets the double. He's got a 6-game hit streak. RBI opportunity now for Trey Mancini. The Orioles have really struggled, going just a 6 for their last 21 in these situations, hitting only a $183 since June 21st, with runners in scoring position, a 183 average. They have dropped to just second place. I mean, they're still there, hitting at 287 as a team, second in the American League, but they've gone through a long stretch here where they have left a lot of people on base.
Yeah, it's hard to hit 303 all year, and that's where they were, somewhere in that range.
Pitch will be taken outside. It's interesting. I was looking today, as few chances as the Orioles have had with runners in scoring position. They are third in the American League in most runners left on in scoring position. But it's the exact same number they had last year as far as runners per game left on. That ball drilled down the line, and that's going to be foul. Trey Mancini, we were talking about the fact what a year to have a great rookie season for Trey Mancini, except for the fact Aaron Judge in New York's getting all the publicity. Both with tremendous numbers.
Yeah, well, the Judge numbers are just astounding. 84 at bats, 42 strikeouts. I don't know if anybody's made a bigger adjustment than Aaron Judge was able to do. And of course, Mancini, 8th round guy. Judge out of Fresno State, a #1 draft choice. But Trey Mancini, talk about pleasant surprises on both sides of the ball. He has played well in every facet.
That 400 average is best in the American League, #1 with runners in scoring position. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery to him, leans out, and it'll be a full count, 3-2. Also looking today, there have been 26 rookies who have had 30 or more home runs in the history of baseball. 26. Right now there are 6 this year on pace to hit 30 or more. That ball ladled into left field. He's done it again. That's going to score Mark Trumbo. He'll stay at first base with a single. Trey Mancini picks up the RBI, and the Orioles have a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, nice adjustment. Strikes out the first time on a changeup. And that's going to bring Paul Molitor out to make a pitching change.
So Hood, in just his second major league start, just couldn't get the outs.
No, the Orioles make nice adjustments. He tried to use all his pitches, but tonight not very sharp, not great command, and the Orioles take advantage of it. 3 home runs, 2 by Machado.
So his second major league start, he will head out. It has been a short one.
Back-to-back home runs to lead off the game, and he learns, I think, the lessons of any of us who ever pitched in the big league. Sometimes you can be wild in the strike zone. The Orioles take advantage of it, so he will leave. Trevor Hildenberger out of the University of California worked his way through the minor leagues, so not a hard thrower. And again, this will be his second game up and back this year. Not a lot of at-bats.
26-year-old right-hander. comes on and will try and give them some innings. His debut was a scoreless inning. Then he came up to pitch against Cleveland. He has appeared in 3 games previously. 22nd round pick, 2014. Minor league record 9-11 with a 1.57 ERA. That's his career minor league number. So a runner on at first base, 2 down, and drops down and delivers one in there for a strike to Kim, who grounded out his first time up.
Well, he's thrown what now 95 pitches in the big leagues, and they've all been, at least Texas Leaguer FX says, they've all been fastballs. And that looks like a change. Yeah, there's the first changeup to me.
At 74. Now the Orioles a big 4-run inning, and it was a leadoff walk to Tejada that started it. Manny Machado, his 18th home run, second of the ball game. RBI picked up by Mancini after Trumbo had doubled. And there's Trey on at first base with 2 down. Orioles already with 6 runs on 7 hits in the ball game. Pitch on the way to Kim, and one that was up a little bit, swung on, maybe foul tip. It's a strike, 2-2. Mancini now's got 44 RBIs for the Orioles. Machado has got 45, and the leader Jonathan Scope with 52. Short lead at first, 2-2 delivery. Another one off speed, really drops down. Isn't really sidearm, but pretty close to it.
Yeah, and then your angle and where you step. You know, I mean, really, a lot of times all you do to change your arm angle is change the spine angle by bending over a little bit, and it just brings your arm down a little bit.
Runner goes, and a swing and a miss. So Kim retired, but the Orioles get 4 runs in the inning, and Manny Machado delivering his second multi-homer game of the season. Did it before against Cleveland. He's done it here against the Twins. First baseman Jae-Man Choi is the 7th different player at first base for the Yankees. They have had no production. Lowest batting average, 2nd lowest OPS in that position in the majors. Eduardo Rodriguez, one last rehab Pawtucket for the Red Sox. He will rejoin the team after the All-Star break. And Mike Shapiro up in Toronto said he feels that trading the Blue Jays' best players would mean, in his words, a violent disruption of competitiveness, and therefore he doesn't think they should do it. So we'll see what Toronto's position is. The fan base, he argued, deserves better than that. Toronto, of course, much discussed about whether or not they will rebuild that team. Fly ball. Adam Jones will go over and put it away, and Polanco is retired. 1 down here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, I think with any veteran team, though, I mean, you got to do the mirror check. You know, they need to get some guys healthy, which they have. I mean, Devin Travis out for the year, unfortunately, with the knee stuff. But you know, they're hoping to get Sanchez back, and then you know, Miracek is, hey, play better. Certainly are capable. Yeah, everybody struggles. It's a long season.
One down. Kevin Gausman's delivery will be taken for a strike. Buxton's on a tear right now. He went 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. He's got a 3-game hit streak going. But in the number 9 spot, he has been extremely productive. He has picked up 7 hits in his last 11 at bats. That'll pump your average up a little bit, even at this point.
Yeah, well, I asked James Rosen. He comes out of the Yankee organization, first year as a hitting instructor. I said, it's so much better now than before. And he goes, what we tried to do is just, you know, simplify the leg kick. He had a high leg kick in April, struggled. Same in May. I said, you mean like Paul Molitor, his manager, who got 3,319 hits and didn't even have a leg kick? I mean, all he did was move his foot about an inch. And he said, that's what we're trying to do.
And he gets him. Gausman with a great pitch down and away. That's 5 strikeouts.
Right, and again, what's the formula? The formula is get ahead. And then when you throw your slider, and again, it's been better because, see, when you move over, you can start it on the plate and then the strike the ball. That's what you want to do when you get ahead. And you don't have to throw a strike, hope a hitter will chase, and then that was a quality slider, one of the better ones he's thrown.
He had 9 strikeouts last outing against Tampa Bay, 4 in the game before that against Toronto. Those were the 2 ball games where he has not given up a run and extending his streak, or at least trying to get it to 16 innings if he gets the 3rd out here without giving a run up. Dozier, the leadoff batter, is strikeout victim. 2 singles. Vargas and Rosario the only hits so far for the Twins. Fouled off right straight down at the plate. Get a piece of Dozier. Kevin Gausman's after win number 6 on the year in his 19th start. Orioles have gone 9-9 in the games he has started this season. 0-2 mark lifetime, as we said, against Minnesota. Buck hoping for some deep innings here from Kevin. Pitch will be a breaking ball away. 2-1.
Yeah, the run support has a lot to do with the team record. A couple of games he got some runs, but he wasn't able to win. Comes in with a lot of run support for him, over 5 runs a game.
And a swing and a miss just overpowered him that time.
Yeah, usually don't, even in 96. I mean, those are such a good fastball hitter, inside half hitter. And again, how else do you hit over 40 home runs, 28 home runs, 23 home runs the last 3 years.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Dozier will tap that one down to third base. Manny the big hop. Guns it over, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 innings. 2 out of the 3 innings. He has retired the side in order. Orioles lead it 6-7. All-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. So the Orioles jump out on top there in this beautiful evening in Minneapolis. 6-7-0 for the Orioles, 0-2-0 for the Twins. Orioles chase the 23-year-old starter, Felix Jorge, just 2 2/3 innings. He gave up 6 runs on 7 hits in his second major league start, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 3 home runs. Leadoff homer in the ballgame by Smith, followed by Manny Machado, back-to-back homers. Then Manny got another one in the 3rd inning. That ball laced to left field. Caleb Joseph deep enough, and foul by just that much. Caleb bidding for one right down the line.
He's got a smile and he's going, okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he came in 3 for 7 in the month of July, so he's 3 for 8 now, and then of course Hildenberger says, okay, none of that again.
So Caleb behind on the count, 0-2. He's the only Oriole that did not hit in that 3rd inning. 4 runs, 4 hits, 8 batters to the plate. A little late on the fastball, fouled right straight back. Caleb has gone 1 for 4 in the only at bats he has had against the Twins. This the 5th game his teams have played against one another, with the Twins taking all 4. Right-hander's 0-2 delivery. Caleb hangs in on a pitch that's outside. A 1 ball, 2 strikeout. That ball in the hole. No, knocked down by Sado. 1 hopper. Nice pick by Vargas.
Well, yeah, he said I get to get rid of that first baseman glove that I clanked the ball with last night, and I mean, he really makes a nice play. You know, one of the 3 Twins that's going to the All-Star game. And then Caleb thought he had a base hit. Almost did. Great range. He's a huge guy. You know, in the 260 range. Very agile.
When they brought him up, third base was supposed to be his spot, but Trevor Plouffe was here. Plouffe played third. They tried to put him in the outfield. It was not a good result. He's moved back into third base, found his place, found his at bat again, and he's now playing some really good baseball for this team. Pitch will be taken by Tejada. Tejada drew the big walk in the 3rd inning that started it out and scored the first run of 4 in the inning. Tejada rips that one. That's going to be into the seats and foul. Boy, the Orioles really tic-tacking the baseball. Even the balls going foul have been ripped. Showalter's team trying to end the 4-game losing streak and head into the All-Star break at least approaching that 500 mark. They can't reach 500 now. They would have to have swept this 4-game set to do that, but they could go in 43 and 45.
Well, you're a veteran ball club, and you know, everybody embraces the All-Star break because it's a hiatus off a little bit over half of the season gone, but they also know that games count. You know, we always talk about how games in April count the same as in September. Well, games before the All-Star break, when you're underachieving, tremendous important.
Yeah, you really can't. I mean, you just cannot fall further behind here. It's the problem for both the Orioles and Toronto. They are 8.5 games. That means you got to make up 17 games on the leader right now, being the Red Sox. That ball comes in on him. That will be fouled away.
And then you don't play those teams for a long time, and so, but you take care of your own business.
Central's been the problem for the Orioles. 6 and 15 against teams in the Central Division. The irony being, of course, that the Orioles have played so well against their own division. They're 25 and 16 against the division. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Took something off it. What's interesting is that the other teams in the division now, 25 wins. Boston, New York, Tampa Bay, and Baltimore, they all have 25 wins at home, as they have caught up to the Orioles, who for a long time had the most wins at home in the entire league. 2-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss.
again, the bullpen has pitched. We kind of talked about it last night. Since June 13, they've been good. Again, a little changeup. Big sweeping breaking ball, fastball, and now the change. Mildenberger down at AAA Rochester. When I started with the Orioles, that was the Orioles AAA affiliate for years and years and years. But never started any games, all out of the bullpen.
I love that old ballpark. They had the old wooden ballpark. Every single bit of that yard was wooden. Great old yard. Pitch on the way, and that is taken for a strike. 2 down, nobody on. Smith 2 for 2, a homer and a single, and 2 runs scored.
Well, every time we do games with the White Sox, Herm Schneider, their longtime trainer, well, he was the clubhouse guy, and then eventually the trainer in Rochester. And he's been, I think, with the White Sox over 30 years now.
Yep. He's the senior trainer in Major League Baseball.
He's even older than Richie Van Sells.
I don't know if he's older, but he's been around. I'll put it that way. So we certainly have Richie Carroll in our minds.
Yeah.
So we head
apparently
to the
doing a lot
All-Star.
better, so that we're glad to hear that.
Pitch will be taken down low. No, got him. So retires the side in order, and as his third strikeout since coming out of the pen.
Glowing for the Orioles' 5th leadoff home run of the 2017 season. Seth Smith and then Manny Machado back-to-back dingers right center field. The Orioles with a quick 2-0 lead. And then second inning, Twins trying to get back on the board. Vargas just misses a home run. And then check this out, accurate throw by Kim, sustained tag by Scope. They get the challenge. The double turns into an out. And the Orioles now leading 6-0 with 3 home runs. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Gausman, the leadoff batter, will take the first pitch for a strike. Kevin Gausman, no walks and 5 strikeouts so far. Sano and then Kepler up for the Twins. That one comes inside. Gausman flying out to center field. His first time up, the DH. He's had a couple of hits in 14 at bats against the Orioles this season. Pitch on the way to him, and somehow got a piece of that, but had a 9-iron it to do it.
Yeah, that was a very nice breaking ball.
A 1-ball, 2-strike count from Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, I was talking to Paul Malder about Grossman. I mean, he's got getting on base 37, almost 38% of the time, even though he's only hitting 249. And so it's all about the base on balls. But of course, Molly, kind of a direct guy, he goes, well, it would help if he got a hit every once in a while too. So again, he does. The one thing he can do is work the count.
Does it again here.
Yeah.
97 on the fastball, but missed inside. And Gausman takes the count to 3-2 in that number 2 spot to be a table sitter.
Yeah, well, they're trying. Yeah, they're trying to get back in the game, and if he can walk, you got to throw him a strike.
Does an atom ball. 1 down. Host your next group outing this summer at Oriole Park. Ticket prices for groups as small as 15. Party facilities up to 1,000. Plus, group leaders can earn a variety of incentives. To learn more, go to Orioles.com/groups. Brings Sano to the plate. Strikeout victim, his first time up. Sano's just turned 24 years old. One of the 16-year-old signees out of the Dominican Republic and San Pedro de Macorís, the home of shortstops in the major leagues. Is the opening day roster, first time last year. The Orioles were the team that he opened up against in the major league level, and as we said, they tried him in the outfield. He played right field in that opener.
Yeah, I don't think we can blame him for that 0-9 start last year, but he was playing a little bit out of position just to get him in the lineup.
And that one is a towering fly ball way back in left field and foul by just that much. Whoa.
Yeah, Caleb Joseph says take that. And, he doesn't want to come back. He wants it to be called fair. And I don't blame him.
Paul Molitor's actually reviewing it, and he's going to come out to the home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. The call was made, of course, by Bill Welke at third.
Yeah, you can see from that angle the ball. And of course, you have the right to ask him to do it, and why not? But that ball looked like it got to the left of the pole.
So they'll take a look.
Didn't miss by much.
Nope. Bill Welke comes in along with the home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. The folks in New York will take a look at this. This is where they run all the replays in New York. That's the bank of monitors that they have. Cruz, multi-million-dollar facility in Chelsea in New York. There's this one.
Sure appeared foul.
Foul ball.
Yeah, a little splitter that didn't split, and Sano almost got his 21st home run. Yeah, $3 million investment. And then worked his way to the big leagues.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that one's going to be taken outside. Sharp delivery at 99 miles an hour. Let's take a look at our current hit streak leaderboard. Jim Coons, AL League leaders. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Sano right there at 8. Correa's on top of current hit streaks. Pitch is taken down low, and a 3 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, he has now struck out 117 times and only 16 walks, so he comes up to swing.
Down to third base, fair ball. Manny Machado side saddles, makes the throw off the mark. And I would think that's going to be a base hit for Sano.
Yeah, again, if you're going to back up on the ball versus, and we saw him do it, it cost him an error and a run. But again, topspin, so you're playing deep and you take that first step back. I mean, everything has to go right. He catches it, has to do a 180 and then the throw. And it's usually, I mean, he's got as good a throwing arm as anybody. I mean, everybody says, they compare Manny, and he says, what a compliment to Brooks. But see, Brooks didn't play the game, the ball that way. He would come in and use his body, and you could always see the bruises to pay for it. Just a little different style of play, and everything had to go perfect.
Nice job by Trey Mancini. Get off there and prevent an extra base from being picked up. So a man on the third hit. Picked up in the ball game. 1 down, 1 on. Kepler, strikeout victim, his first time up. He'll be held by Mancini. Kepler with a couple of hits in Baltimore. In the series played there, 3 games. 1-0 delivery on the way, and an off-speed pitch is going to miss outside. Kepler has had a big year against the Orioles. He's done the most damage RBI wise. He's driven in 7 and he scored 5 himself, as he's 6 for 18 with 1 home run against the O's. 2-0 delivery on the way. That's a strike in the inside corner. He carries a 400 lifetime batting average against the Orioles.
Yeah, that big hit. I mean, that right in the middle of that 6-run inning, he took a fastball that Bundy tried to get in and ran out over the plate. 2-run single to left center field. So he's gotten some big hits.
Short lead at first, 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's a nubber. They weren't playing that way, and Manny's got to eat it. Throws to second just in case. Good play by Scope to just knock it down.
Yeah, use his body.
2 infield hits here in the 4th.
Well, little splitter again, and right off the end of the bat. So good pitch, bad result. And it gives you an idea. Kepler on a hot streak.
So a chance for the Twins to get into the ball game.
Yeah, well, he's now 11 for 24 in the month of July. So Max Kepler really smoking. And you're right about that, because Vargas already with a fastball off the left center field wall missed a home run by a couple of feet.
Yanny Vargas, 26-year-old, first base, and goes after one and doesn't get it. He played last year 47 games with the Twins, hit .230, had 10 home runs, 20 RBIs in those ball games. He's never had a full season at the major league level. 3 years in a row where he's been up and down, and this will be the 4th. Gausman to Vargas, bounced it way out in front. Caleb right there.
What a huge play. And I know if you're sitting at home, you go, well, it's 6-0. Well, the double play is still in order. And if you don't do this, I mean, this is what you, I mean, if you're a catcher, this is what you live for. That ball bounced, what, 2 feet in front of home plate? Curveball that he spikes, and you keep it in front of him, double play in order. If you make a pitch here, maybe you get a double play out of the inning.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Runners off first and second. Vargas stays back. And the count is 2-1. So the Twins trying to get something going. They went 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position last night. They are 9th in the league as a team in these settings. Vargas 2-1. Sano and Kepler get their leads. That one's cued right back into the screen.
Yeah, 97 up and away. He's looking fastball, chased a little bit out of the zone.
Kevin wants to talk to Caleb.
Well, you know, Mike Flanagan, the late Mike Flanagan used to always talk about when you're pitching, you get information pitches, and I think that double off the wall was one of those. You know where he's already hit your fastball at 96 up and away, so you'd like to be able to, and maybe that's what this conversation's about. Try to stay out of that zone, and you can do it with 3 ways. You know, with a splitter, with a breaking ball, or maybe a fastball in.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2-1. And the 2-2 delivery to Vargas came in, so the count goes full, 3-2.
Yeah, so there are the averages. Again, the breaking ball came in at 400, 20 for 50, and the curveball real high, and then the change up, and then the splitter. The splitter is most effective. It's a great strikeout pitch, great ground ball pitch. We'll see if he throws it here.
3-2, 1 down. Runners not going, and fouled off again.
And he does.
Just got enough at the top of it. He does view that now as a put-away pitch.
Yeah,
that splitter.
Well, it's just, I think it's a little more consistent in the breaking ball, and the bottom line for him is he has more confidence in it.
7th pitch of the at-bat, 3-2 again. Vargas waiting, and he'll foul another one off.
Yeah, so he's having a nice at-bat. You know, they tried to go in at 99 and missed, and that ran the count to 3-2. So
Vargas up and down already 3 times this year at AAA. He was hitting only .218. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, 23 games. This is 3-2 for the 3rd time, and Vargas wraps it to right for a base hit. Sano got a late start. He'll stop, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, he tries to go in and gets in the middle of the plate, and you see how Kenny Vargas, it really has a quick bat. Proved to me he can hit the heater. Check out this swing. You're lucky it stayed at the park. Boom. And then because you're down by 6, what happens is that Sano doesn't want to get doubled up. Smith able to play the one hopper and Roger McDowell out. A little damage control here.
Don't want the game to be out of control. Buck Showalter was talking about it before the game today. How seemingly for each of the Orioles starters this year, the problem has come in a big bunch in one inning. A lot of runs, one bad inning. Sometimes more than that, but one in particular that seems to unsettle Orioles starters. And he talked about controlling the damage, minimizing the damage in an inning like this.
And then Rosario's going to come to the plate. Now he got a base hit on a hanging splitter. So there's another information pitch. And when you're having good nights, and the Orioles are hoping that Kevin Gausman's in that mode, you remember that. And, you know, you stay out of that zone. You don't speed the bat up. But again, we saw this last night. This is a very hard team to double up.
So they are loaded. Sano, Kepler, and Vargas. Rosario will take the pitch away for a ball. Rosario has 1 hit, 4 at-bats, lifetime against Kevin Gausman, with runners in scoring position at .237 average. Orioles infield, of course, at double play depth. Outfield moves in a couple of steps on Rosario. That pitch is going to miss down low, and the count is 2-0. May have wanted him to go after the first pitch out of the strike zone, but he really wanted a strike there.
Well, he also threw his lowest percentage and highest batting average pitch on the first pitch of the breaking ball and missed. So now you got one of those classic examples. You got a great fastball. You're throwing up to 99. He's looking for it. Make a good pitch. Take your chances.
2-0 delivery on the way. 3-0.
That ball maybe just. Yeah, he's asking where it was. It looked like it might have hit the corner. And he got a wow out of Kevin Gausman.
So a 3-0 count. Jimenez on deck. He'll take here. Does. Strike call. No argument by Rosario on that one. He just jumped away because he wasn't going to swing.
Yeah, but again, when you jump away, don't you take the strike?
Should never do it.
No, the strike zone reference is gone.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you want to be able to time the pitch. So, it's like tracking pitches. Hey, track it. So you help out Kevin Gausman.
3-1 delivery on the way to him. Rosario and the off-speed pitch out in front. 3-2.
Didn't see it coming.
And he stared out at him after the pitch like, how dare you.
Well, it's a good splitter. I think this is a guy that hit 3 home runs back on the 13th of June against the Mariners.
3-2, 1 out, bases loaded. Delivery. Rosario will fight it off.
Yeah, the fact that he'd throw that splitter 3-1 is going to get him just trying to put the ball in play. That really slows down the bat that you'll throw it in that count.
The Orioles hoping that will result in a ground ball, and they can turn 2. Rosario's 0 for 2 with the bases loaded this year. 3-ball, 2-strike count will be coming again. Rosario chops it. Foul. And this is where the pitch count piles up. We've had a number of 6, 7, 8 pitch at bats.
Yeah, Vargas did it. 31 pitches, and Sano just missed a home run, but I wouldn't say he's wild.
No,
not at all.
3-2 coming again. Rosario waiting on it. Drills it, base hit center field. Sano will score. Kepler is held. Throw all the way to the plate by Adam Jones. So they get one in. Bases remain loaded, and it is a 6-1. And that will end the streak for Kevin Gausman of not giving up a run.
Yeah, so really, hey, what's your best pitch? Your fastball. Outside middle. Wasn't a horrible pitch, but a very, very good swing. For 4 consecutive base hits. Only the infield hit by Kepler not legitimate.
So Kevin goes 16 in the 3rd innings without surrendering a run over the last 3+ starts, but gives one up here, and now it's trying not to give up any more. Bases remain loaded, and Jimenez gets the opportunity.
So now you have a guy, you struck him out on a great breaking ball. If you get a ground ball, you might be able to turn to because he doesn't run well.
Jimenez will go after one at 86 and way out in front. Jimenez has had a home run off Kevin Gausman in one of the 3 previous at bats to this ball game against him. Bases loaded, still just 1 out. In the dirt, Caleb there blocks it. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Kepler's moved over to 3rd. Vargas down at 2nd. Rosario at 1st. Those 2 lead runners in Kepler and Vargas not particularly fast. Important maybe most of all for Vargas, who's the runner at second base should there be a hit. And that one's fouled away, and he'll get ahead of him. A ball and 2 strikes. Well, long inning for Kevin Gausman. He'd retired the side in order 2 out of the first 3. 4 consecutive singles here in the 4th inning, but a chance to get out of it, giving up only 1. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And that one will miss inside.
Yeah, I mean, see, those are great pitches, except that instead of throwing a strike on the inside corner, it's a ball. And that's you talked about how you get to the extra pitches. You know, Caleb put the glove on the corner. He threw the ball. And again, I think maybe if sometimes bases loaded, you got to make the perfect pitch. You got to get it in there, but you got to get in there for a strike.
2-2 delivery,
like that.
hacked.
Yeah, more like that. And so they all know what the pitch is here, and that's some kind of breaking ball down and away. So right here, I mean, that's right where you want to throw it. But what the Twins have been able to do, at least in the first 2 games, is not get homer happy. Use the middle of the field, and it makes you a little bit tougher to get them out.
They got all their runs that way last night. Again, the 2-2 delivery and hit him, and there's a run. 3rd hit batter by Gausman will give an RBI to Jimenez and make it a 6-2 game.
Yeah, so there's the pitch that he tried to throw, a breaking ball, and he just doesn't get on top of it. And out of your hand, it's a spinner. This is the pitch that hit Bogarts up in Boston and got him tossed after Sale had the throwing incident. So again, it's a run. It's a chance to get out of the inning with a double play or a strikeout.
Boy, you talk about earning runs here. The Twins doing this on 4 singles and a hit batter. But they've made it a 6-2 game.
Yeah, and then the bullpen for the Orioles looks like it's going to get active.
And here is Polanco, flying out his first time up. Sacks remain full. Machado in at 3rd. Pitch will be in there for a strike at the knees. Castro throwing for the Orioles. Polanco 1 for 7 with the bases loaded this year. A base hit. Polanco, number 8 hitter.
Yeah, a little bit better hitter from this side, a switch hitter, about 30 points at 243 coming in.
And a wild cut on a pitch down and away.
Yeah, Gary took the first one because he looked like, man, I'm not going to swing at a pitcher's pitch, and then he swings at one that's even harder to hit. So once again in a position to get a strikeout. That's what you're hunting for here.
0-2, 1 down. Vargas, Rosario, Jimenez, the base runners. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and he reached and he got the K. And a big one, number 6 in the ball game.
Yeah, nice sequence of pitches. He never ever adjusted. They throw him 3 straight splitters, and this one not even close. Probably a foot off the outside corner. Young hitter chasing. Again, good pitching not particularly good at that.
So the current hottest hitter in the lineup, at least over a short span of 5 games, Byron Buxton. Buxton, a strikeout victim, his first time up. 1 for 6 with the sacks full this year. 2 down. Gausman gets it in on a foul ball off Caleb.
Well, we talked about the Buxton maybe making some adjustments. I mean, he doesn't even move his front foot now. And there's no leg kick at all. And apparently that got him into a lot of trouble. So, of course, there are a lot of pretty good hitters that do that. Mookie Betts doesn't do it. Molitor got to the Hall of Fame with hardly any front movement. So just trying to, with his speed, to put the ball in play somewhere. Gausman's trying to strike him out.
0-1 delivery on the outside corner for a strike, and gets ahead of him 0-2. Buxton has had 6 hits in 16 at bats against the Orioles this year. Last 2 hitters. Gausman has come right at him, the number 8 and 9 hitters in the lineup, trying to leave the bases loaded and limit the damage to 2 runs here in the 4th inning. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and he does. So 7 strikeouts in the game and only 2 runs on 4 hits, and they will leave the bases loaded. A couple of very big strikeouts to wrap the inning up. Well, the Orioles have the 6-2 lead and hang on to it after the Twins threatened to do more than a couple of run damage, but it was Kevin Gausman going off, not real happy with the inning. But could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh, yes, it could have. Back-to-back strikeouts to get out of harm's way.
Did not turn that order over. And the Orioles' Manny Machado, as he got 3 long balls in him, he's only had 1 career game where he's hit 3 home runs. Did that against the White Sox last year, August 7th. That one's going to go to right. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So Manny, 2 home runs and a single, goes after the first pitch here to lead off the 5th inning. 3-hit ball game. Watch live Q&As with your favorite Orioles, game previews, and interactive interviews on MASN All Access. You can check out the social media show, MASN Orioles Facebook Live, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Join in the fun. MASN All Access.
And Scott Coolbaugh, the Orioles hitting instructor, he's got a big smile on his face with that swing. 2 home runs, and then you go to the opposite field.
And he's had a home run and a single to the opposite field here in the ball game. That's a great sign for him. Here is Jonathan Scope, 4-game hit streak during which he's gone 7 for 16, picking up 1 home run during that stretch. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Orioles now with 8 hits, 6 runs, 8 hits. Twins 2 runs, 6 hits. It's going to go to short. Tough play. Polanco one relay to first. Major league double play.
Yeah, Polanco could turn it very much like Arcia we saw in Milwaukee. So he obviously took the strikeout. Didn't think much about it. Turned the double play over to Dozier. Hildenberger doing a nice job. Soft single the other way, and then turns the double play. Yeah, his job, and again, is, you know, get us into the middle innings and keep it where it is, and we'll see if he's able to do that.
2 down, nobody on. Adam Jones trying to take as long as he can here and getting to the plate because he wants to give Kevin Gausman a chance to rest after a long inning. Chance for this half inning to be fairly quick. Sweeping pitch in there from Trevor Hildenberger. Presley up in the pen. Ryan Presley, the right-hander. Hildenberger has worked, as we said, 3 previous games. Worked an inning in the first one he pitched, and then 2 each in the last 2 against Boston and Kansas City.
Yeah, so Hildenberger kind of a soft tosser compared to Presley. Usually pitches in the mid-90s.
0-2 delivery on the way to Adam. And chop that foul.
Well, you could see he's got 3 pitches, and he's got a deceptive windup. You would think that, you know, righty to righty, he's stepping right at you. Part of being successful is to understand what you need to do and really who you are. He's not going to try to throw it by people. He'll just make his pitches and use them all.
Hildenberger's delivery to Adam. He leaned out and let it go. And a good choice.
Yeah, it really was.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Hildenberger, UC Berkeley, went to school, played ball there, from Mountain View, California. 1 hop into the shift and through. Polanco had it go right, looked like underneath his glove as he tried to play it on the side.
Yeah, it was, you know, hit fairly well, but certainly looked catchable. Maybe a little bullfighting move right here, kind of lay it, and then he doesn't catch it.
Error will be charged on Polanco. This ball club, a vastly improved defense. 2nd fewest errors in the league coming in. That's the 9th error that will be charged to Polanco. So Adam gets on. That's a big deal. That does extend the inning and gives Kevin Gausman a little bit longer to rest over there. Pitch taken outside. Mark Trumbo.
Well, it also gets Trumbo, who, you know, with 1 swing can give you a couple more runs or get one up the gap.
DH 1 for 2, a double, and he scored in the 3rd inning. Smith and Machado back-to-back home runs to start the game. Manny his 2nd home run, 3rd inning for 3. Polanco won't bobble that one and will get the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Gausman back to work. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. This land of 10,000 lakes, so beautiful, and such a great place for summer recreation outdoors, little walleye fishing and eating, just kind of cruising. Nice way to go.
Oh yeah.
Orioles up by a score of 6-2. Gausman faced 8 Twins, 2 runs, 4 hits in the 4th inning, and left the bases loaded.
Well, they get the pitch count to kind of where it hadn't been throwing. Well, he has, but came in throwing 19, almost 20 per inning. So he's up there where he's got what, 87 now. Maybe if he has an easy inning, 2 more innings. Otherwise, we're looking at the Oriole bullpen again with a 6-0 lead, and that's not what Kevin or Buck Showalter, the skipper.
Dozier has struck out and grounded out, 3 for 14 lifetime against Gausman. Pitches there in the outside corner for a strike. No walks, 7 strikeouts for Gausman, with the 2 runs on 6 hits by the Twins. Twins have been an explosive ball club in particular innings this year. They got the 6 runs on 4 hits in the 3rd inning last night, the 9th time Twins have scored a half a dozen runs in an inning this season. That's a base hit. That rolls by the wall into the corner. Chased down by Smith. He's going to go for 3. Makes the big turn. He'll have to beat a throw. Does, and he stays there.
That's what an at bat. You know, we saw him last night swinging the balls over his head. You know, he's a pull hitter. Check this out. I mean, again, the ball is not on the corner, so it allows him to steer it into right field. And then, you know, he knows this ballpark as well as anybody, and he knows when you hit a ball like that and you're playing them in right center, if you hustle, you got a chance to get to 3. And they're trying to get back into this game, and now all of a sudden another pressurized inning for Kevin Gausman.
So Dozier legs out the triple. That is his first of the year. He had 5 3-baggers last year. Nobody out. Hit number 7. And down to first base. Fair ball. That'll get a run in. It went under Mancini's glove. Smith will have to track it down. An RBI double for Gausman, and it is 6-3.
Now we've seen Trey Mancini make that play. Not an easy play by any means. But again, a little breaking ball. He's just going to pull it. It's right down the line, and you could see him going, and then again just couldn't get the glove down. Had to go, what, 3 steps, and it gets by him. So back-to-back extra base hits.
And that was the big key. It got by him.
Yeah, exactly.
That allowed Gausman to get down to second. So now it is 6-3. Nobody out. Here's Sano, a base hit and a run scored in the 4th inning. He will get on top of that and foul it off.
Well, it'd be interesting to me. I mean, you were down by 6. If you take a ball to the right side, we saw him do it last night with the bases loaded. You're going to play your infield back with one of your hottest hitters coming up, and if he drives in a run, if you don't do it, all of a sudden you're 2 runs down. I would think his approach would be, look for something I hit to the right side, and of course he does strike out more than anybody in the American League, and he makes the lowest contact. So you'd like to, at least I would be, if I could get ahead of him, thinking strikeout.
Twins are 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position so far. Another chance here for Sano. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Again, working him in, but missing. And the count goes to 2-1. So Kevin Gausman not getting a lot of rest between innings after that long 4th. Trying to find his way through the 5th so he can be the pitcher of record on the winning side. Each team with 8 hits in the ball game now. Runner off second, Gausman. Delivery, Sano takes it. That's not close. 3-1. Sano will sit on his pitch at 3-1.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is have to throw this guy a strike, because he becomes such a better hitter, and the count dictates that, especially with a 3-run lead.
Gausman ready. 3-1 delivery. Did he go? Yep. And a strike anyway.
So it's
So
not
full count.
It's not about velocity. He's hit 99 on occasion.
Twins battling back here after falling behind 6-0. 2 in the fourth, 1 so far in the fifth. Gausman will step off. You got the middle of the order up here. Second time up for Castro for the Orioles. Look to second, 3-2 delivery. Sano, a little chopper. Runner's got to stay. Machado has time with a glove. They don't get the out. The runner goes to third. Mancini dropped it, gets it, and holds the runner. So Sano reaches on what should have been an out.
Yeah, he really runs pretty well for a big guy, so he's getting down the line, and not an easy play. You're going to see a quick throw. From my angle, it looked like it was catchable. Again, it might be a little bit into the runner, and I mean, he's getting down there. So again, the throw up a little bit, and of course you're trying to catch it and stay on the bag, and obviously he couldn't do that.
We'll wait on the call. They're still looking at it. Whatever it is, there are runners at first and third with nobody out, and the cleanup batter Kepler coming up. He has struck out and singled. No, the Twins really going at him. It'll be an error on Mancini, and the pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Kepler delivered a base hit in the fourth inning and struck out in the second. Oh, 1 the count. And that one's going to be down and in.
Jim Reynolds, the first pitch looked like it was off the corner. That one looked like it had the plate.
1 ball and 1 strike. Right now, a very short tether for Kevin Gausman.
Well, the pitch count is the next pitch will be 100. And it was hard to see this coming the way he went through the first 3 innings.
1-1 delivery on the way. Kepler's got a base hit into right field. That'll score Gausman. Sano will stop at second base. And it is a 6-4 game. Kepler the RBI. And that's it. A 6-0 lead, and Kevin Gausman cannot get through the 5th inning to give himself the chance to be the winning pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him, and not lately, but early on. This is where the frustration has come from. What a great at bat by Kepler.
Amazing.
Yes.
So they're back in it. 6-4. Night for the Orioles starter as Kevin Gausman is out of there, and responsible for a couple of base runners.
Yep, and you know, I mean, the Twins, they had some great at bats. You know, maybe a couple of balls, and then of course the error by Mancini. But the bottom line is they get him out of the game. They bring in Miguel Castro. Last pitch against Milwaukee actually pitched well. But this is exactly what the Twins. So you got the Orioles were the worst earned run average. Then you get the Twins at number 13 out of 15 teams, and you're kind of getting that game, aren't you?
Sure are. Now Miguel Castro with runners at first and second and nobody out. Those face Vargas.
Well,
Castro recall from Bowie on June 30. The Orioles have gone deep into the organization trying to find help.
Yeah, and this is a tough customer. The kind of at bats he had again, Kevin Gausman, double single.
And we'll take the pitch. Vargas, big play in the game, singled in the second inning with one out and got thrown out trying to extend it into a double when Kim got it into Scope and he overslid the bag, came off, and Scope wisely asked for the call that was safe to be challenged, and he won the challenge. Center field, Adam Jones going back at the wall, hits right at the base of it and gets away. Two runners right together. They're both going to come to the plate, and there's no throw. Sano and Kepler both score. It's tied.
Yeah, Vargas, a big guy, great plate coverage. But he hits it almost to the farthest point of this ballpark, and off the bat you think, hey, he may get out of here. I mean, it's right to the glove. I mean, that ball's on the corner. But he's looking away. He stands on the plate. And that's just a matter of it's going to stay in the ballpark, which it does. And Kepler gets a great read. And he also runs a lot better than Sano. There's your sixth run. Make it 6-6.
Vargas just called up today to take Mauer's place. Is now 3 for 3 in the ball game with 2 RBIs. And from 6-0, the Twins have tied it up at 6-6 on hit number 10. And the pitch taken for a strike, Rosario. There's still nobody out here in the 5th inning, and this is what we were talking about. The big innings this ball club has consistently had this year. Lots of times all of their runs have come in one big inning in a ball game that they win. Pitch taken inside.
Yeah, now Rosario's job is to get him to third base. Again, if you want to have offensive momentum, get him to third and make the next hitter a better hitter, which is Chris Jimenez. And
that's going to be a bloop to short, and he gets back to the bag. Tejada stayed with it, trying to put a tag on, but he didn't come off.
Yeah, a little soft line drive. Yeah. And again, he takes the pitch in and kind of pulling it, tries to hit it back up the middle, and Tejada figured, well, he's already come off the bag once. Of course, it's kind of like a Fleet. That's how big Vargas is.
Yes.
Yeah, get away from me, Fleet.
So 1 down. Jimenez, an RBI when he was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning with the bases loaded, and he is struck out. Jimenez will take a slider away. Final line on Gausman. He goes 4+ innings, 6 runs, 5 earned on 9 hits. He struck out 7 and did not walk anybody. He is non-decisioned in this ball game. And the pitch away. Did he go? No. Sean Barber at first.
Yeah, Chris Jimenez, he's shaking his head before maybe this is going to sell the umpire. I thought he swung. I mean, see, it's not whether you break your wrist, it's how far the bat goes. That travel is pretty close, almost all the way to St. Paul.
Pitch on the way to him, and a swing and a miss over the top. Really fooled him on that pitch.
Well, Gary, the one thing my observation of Miguel Castro in Milwaukee, and he's always had a good arm, but when he went back, they quieted down the windup a little bit. So it looked like all 3 pitches worked there, and of course it was only one night.
Jimenez 2-1 delivery to him. That's on the corner.
Yeah, but the quality of his pitches and the fact that he's able to repeat his windup a little bit better.
No Jimenez trying to keep this at a tie game now with a potential go-ahead run at second base. Kepler, an RBI, 2 picked up by Vargas, 1 by Gausman. That one will be fouled away at 83 on the delivery, and he was sweeping on that swing way out in front. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think the Kepler base hit off of Kevin Gausman. It was like 97 down and in, and he was somehow able to get the bat and get it into right field, and then Vargas hit an awfully good pitch, almost got out of here. So they've had great at bats, as did the Orioles did early in the game.
2-2 delivery inside. Full count, 3-2 from Miguel Castro.
I mean, here are the Twins again, just like last night. Orioles have hit 3 home runs and the game's tied. They've just used doubles to their and triples.
The Orioles have out-homered the Twins this year 8-3 and haven't won a game. That's going to be a base hit. They'll send them home, and the Twins are on top. Vargas scores. RBI, Jimenez, 7-6.
That cuts the swing down and puts it in play. And again, target on the corner. Fastball misses by a foot. And there's your result.
So the Twins, 5 runs in the 5th inning after they got a couple in the 4th. And they take the lead on their 11th hit, 7-6, out hitting the Orioles now 11-8. Polanco has struck out and flied out. Jimenez the lead at first base. Polanco swings through it for a strike. Still only 1 down, and this is the 8th Minnesota Twin to bat in the inning.
Well, that's what the job of Hildenberg has done. He's only given up 1 base hit. Comes in as a long man, shuts the door, and now all of a sudden they come back with 5 runs in this inning to take the lead.
Castro in his first appearance against the Minnesota Twins. So far, double single off him. He has picked up the lone out of the inning, though. That one will be popped up in the air, back into the seats.
Well, there you go.
The innings.
Well, Houston with the best record, the Twins. Well, all the good hitting teams, all those teams up there with the leaders, they are able to, because they use the middle of the field to have sustained offense, quality at bats.
Polanco the 0-2, chance to get out of it right here. Scope to short, Tejada to first, and that will do it. So the double play will end the inning, but not before 5 runs are pushed across and the Twins take a 1-run lead. special offers and to find a dealer near you. Beautiful full moon night here in Minneapolis. Shining brightly here as most of the clouds have dissipated. And, nightfall, and for the Orioles, night fell early as the Twins now have the 7-6 lead. And he becomes the pitcher of record on the winning side for the moment.
A guy that just come in, slammed the door, used all his pitches, thrown a lot of strikes. Tell you what, your manager's going to like you for doing that.
Right-hander Hildenberger will start it out with a strike. Trey Mancini. Mancini a base hit, RBI, and he is struck out. Tell you about all the home runs hit by rookies. They have benefited the most from this year of record home runs. Prezi ready to go in the bullpen. Ground ball to the hole, should be a base hit. Blanco's going to throw it anyway, but way off the mark, and Vargas will get off the bat. So the Orioles get their leadoff man on and try and answer it. After the home game against the Cubs on July 16, the kids are going to run the bases, presented by Wise Markets, ages 4 to 14, and run the bases at Oriole Park, just like their favorite birds. Go to Orioles.com for tickets, or 888-848-BIRD. That'll be it for Hildenberger. As coming out, skipper's going to come get him and go to the bullpen for a second time. So Felix Jorge, the starter, off the hook. He gave up 6 runs, 7 hits, and 2 2/3 innings. But he, like Gausman, the two starters, both non-decisions.
Has had good years in the past. This is not one of them. You can see the inflated ERA. So he's been up and down. Just got called back. Hard thrower, fastball, curveball, slider, fastball, average fastball somewhere around 95. You can see lefties wearing him out. So again, he will come in inheriting a 1-run lead with a runner on first. So again, he's kind of he's been roughed up. He got sent down after he gave up 5 runs in a third of an inning to Houston, and the next night he gave up 2, and then he went down to Rochester to retool. So we'll see what's going on with him.
He was a workhorse last year. 72 games, 14 holds, tied for 3rd in wins with 6 out of the pen. That was all last year. Maybe too much.
Yep.
This year it imploded, to this point at least. Here is Kim. The Orioles have Mancini on at first base. Orioles' 9th hit. Kim has struck out and grounded out. Sano plays even with the bag at 3rd. Mancini held by Vargas. Pitch will be fouled off at the plate.
Yeah, and again, I think what happens is that, and you can see right there, I mean, first pitch at 96, ball 1, but he came back with a slider, and if you can't do that, 94 to 95 out of the bullpen doesn't play like it used to. Either the guns or the hitters, just they can time it or whatever the case is. you better be able to mix up your pitches even if you throw in the mid-90s.
Trey Mancini continuing his hit streak. 2 more hits. Had 2 last night, 2 more tonight. He's over there at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way to Kim, and another one fouled off again right there at the plate. And the count will go to 1-2. Hildenberger worked 2 1/3 innings, gave up just 2 hits, struck out 3. He did not walk anybody, but he is responsible for the potential tying run at first base. Both offenses bringing the bats to work for this ball game tonight. 1-2 delivery. Kim again.
Yeah, so again, they know that Kim and Unsu Kim much better fastball hitter. Get ahead of him, try to get him out with something soft. And that's fine as long as you don't hang it, because otherwise you speed up the bat and they got that first base hole right there.
1-2 delivery on the way to him, and a runner not going, and the pitch will miss.
Yeah, it's you know, after you see Milwaukee and even you see the Twins, guys that can steal. If you had somebody with speed on first and you threw the slow breaking ball, he'd be standing at second. I mean, the Orioles that's another thing they don't do offensively that gives an advantage to the other team.
And the delivery, that's going to be outside. So he stayed in on him, then tried to get him to chase on the 2-2 and takes it full. 3-2, nobody out. Orioles trying to respond to that 5-run 5th inning and get the lead back themselves here in the 6th. Long way to go in this one. And the pitchers had their problems. Here's the 3-2, runner not going. Kim Lissett, base hit into right field. Mancini goes to second base. We'll stop there.
And he better duck. Kepler throws a BB just in case it almost gets him. Well, there's your hanging curveball. So, you know, shouting reports are great, but if you don't make a quality pitch, it becomes very hittable. And that's what we were talking about. Kepler just comes up and hits the cutoff, man. You can see he's got a good arm. And Mancini, or Trey goes, well, I better duck.
Wise choice.
Yes.
So 2-1. And nobody out. The Orioles with 10 hits in the ball game. And Kim 1 for 3.
So I cannot imagine that Caleb Joseph with Tejada on deck, unless you're going to pinch hit early, is going to be bunting here. But you never know.
Sano is in at third base, and the pitch is a strike at the knees. Caleb just missed a home run last time up. Was robbed of a hit by Sano and a hard hit ball to third. Mancini, the lead runner. Kim on at first base. No one out. Ryan Presley trying to get the double play ground ball. And the Orioles looking for a base hit that would tie it up again. And he does bunt down to third. Sano's got to go to first. Gets it there just in time. And a sacrifice for Caleb Joseph. That'll be his first of the year.
Yeah, a lot of runs early. And again, give him the bunt. If you're Buck Showalter, can he get it done? I mean, he does it nicely. And that's almost like I'm butting for a base hit. But here comes Sano, and he makes the play easily. But you do get potential go-ahead run into scoring position. See how the Twins play it now with Tejada.
So the Orioles' number 9 hitter gets the chance to give the Orioles the lead.
Yeah, so it looks like Vargas is going to play even with the bag at first, and then we'll see how Sano, who's having a conversation with Mancini, where he's going to play. He'll be even with the bag.
Tejada 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position this year. So another big moment in this ball game, and there have been lots of them because the offenses have put so many people on base. Pitch will be there for a strike. Tejada walked and scored in the 3rd inning and struck out his last time up.
Yeah, so that pitch at 98.
Double barrel action in the bullpen. Lyle and Bashir's up. We're going to see a lot of bullpen action. One gets the feeling for the rest of this game. Tejada with the 0-1 count, only one away, infield back in the middle. He'll let the run score. Tejada will foul it away. 0-2. 97 from Presley.
Well, 98, 97, and then Darren O'Day, who's obviously back and healthy, came in scoreless inning last night.
Orioles 2 for 2 in these situations tonight. Pitchers working under pressure.
Oh, you got a guy trying to make contact, and you know what Presley's trying to do, somehow strike him out. And
0-2 delivery on the way down low, blocked.
a pretty good curveball, but Jimenez smothers it. You could see almost on the plate.
Minnesota trying to get their bullpen put together. Literally, it's just been a round robin, trying to find out who can get things done out there, and they are still looking to try and get it set. And they would love to have Presley be able to come back with some of what he showed last year. 1-2 delivery on the way, and Tejada goes down swinging. He'll be tagged just in case with first base open.
Well, that'll do it. 98, 97, and then you throw about as good a breaking ball as you could throw. Again, Jimenez doesn't. I don't know if he thought, well, if he fouled it, he'd still be hitting.
Yep.
So he must just not caught it. Tags him.
So a big strikeout. Now there are 2 away with 2 in scoring position, and Smith up. Seth Smith has had a home run, a single, and he has struck out. Back-to-back home runs for the first 2 Oriole hitters of the game, Smith and Machado. Machado got a 3-run homer in the 3rd, his 2nd of the ball game. Despite that, the Orioles are down by 1, and the breaking ball is in there for a strike. Smith has seen Presley only once, 0 for 1. Mancini at 3rd, responsibility of Hildenberger. Kim at 2nd. That's Presley's run. 0-1 delivery on the way, and a chopper that'll go towards short. 3 hops to get there, and in time to get the out. So the Orioles cannot get the big hit here in the 6th inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left in scoring position. After the Orioles had a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, again, I mean, Dozier starts it off. It's what, 6-3 at this time, and then you know, a ball that might have been caught. It's been a tough series for Mancini's at first. This throw, it's not going to be an easy play. He's trying to catch the ball as Sano comes down the line, but off his glove. And then, of course, you got to throw in about what, 4 straight singles in there too. So a combination to allow the Twins not only to get back in the game as we look at Darren O'Day, but to take the lead. Came in last night, real good, 3rd of an inning last night. And of course, ever since he's gotten back, only the 1 bad outing, and that was the Souza Jr. home run against Tampa. Other than that, he's been very good. And you can see glowing numbers initially, in case anybody's on.
So Castro worked an inning, gave up a couple of hits and a run. He becomes the pitcher of record for the Orioles. Here is Buxton. 2 strikeouts. 2 for 4 in the opener last night. And O'Day will sweep that one in for a strike. So a battle of the bullpens now. Orioles happy to see Darren O'Day back and available for use in these kinds of situations. Really missed him when he was out in the air, foul off the end of the bat to right field.
Well, it backed up everybody in the bullpen, and then a couple of that with Britton not being available. The bullpen was certainly not what it was. And last year led the American League in the lowest earned run average. And he was a big part of it, even though he was injured last year with a hamstring and then shoulder problem.
Buxton has gone 1 for 4, lifetime off Darren. That ball in the air. Playable in right. Smith, and he's gone. 1 down, bottom of the 6th inning. Birds are going to host the Rangers and Astros beginning July 17 at Oriole Park. After the game on Friday, July 21. Enjoy postgame fireworks presented by Midstate Community Bank. Saturday, July 22. All fans 21 and over get the infielders bottle stopper set. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. There is Zach Britton in the bullpen. Made 1 appearance, ready to go. He's the Oriole closer again. He was funny the other day. He threw those 2 pitches that landed like 3 feet in front of home plate. He said, I got the ball back and I thought I would never throw a strike again.
Well, hey, I've been there where you think, I mean, you lose your release point. Now he's got an excuse. Well, I'm not sure I did, but.
And then he got the next pitches in and got the ground ball.
Yeah, he got a little anxious. So,
yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter how good you are, how long you pitched. When you miss time, and he's happy to be back and healthy.
Dozier had a double in that big 5th inning. 1 for 3 in the ball game. 1 for 7 in the 2. He will foul that one off of O'Day, and Darren gets a 2-ball 1-strike count on him. Darren has not faced many of these hitters for the current Minnesota Twins very often. Most teams don't play that much.
0 for 7, I think.
Dozier's had the most at bats of any of the current members with that 0 for 7. 2-ball 1-strike count with 1 down. O'Day's delivery to him and a swing and a miss. 80 miles an hour, had him leaning, almost falling over, trying to hold up. Two ball, 2-strike count. Gausman waiting on deck. O'Day's 2-2 pitch to him.
Yeah, it's the same pitch.
Got him.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it looked like the same pitch that he swung at. A very late call by Jim Reynolds, and he probably thought it was low. He is only 5'11". Yeah, I guess right here he hears Reynolds call him out. Yeah, there you go. Oh, body language tells you everything, doesn't it?
He knew in advance of the sign. Here is Gausman. 2 down, nobody on. Big RBI double in the 5th inning. He'll get down to first base, foul. The RBIs for the Twins. Gausman has picked up 1. Kepler's got an RBI, 2 for Vargas, 1 for Rosario, 2 for their catcher Jimenez in the ball game, and 1 unearned run, which is the difference in the game, as 4 of the 5 in the 5th inning were earned. Oh, 1 pitch to Gausman. He'll take that. Throws him up at 80.
Yeah, all you have to do if you're if I was a young pitcher, not that you have to throw, sidearm submarine like Darren O'Day. You just have to watch the quality of where the ball is on the plate, and you get an idea of why when he's healthy, successful. very few pitches in the middle of the plate. They're always moving.
And that'll be up a little bit.
Again, a veteran that has a purpose for every pitch he throws. And when he's pitching well, he's usually able to execute it.
1-2. Even that pitch, he wanted to be a little bit closer to being a strike. Darren does not waste pitches. 1 ball, 2 strike count, straightaway D. Gausman will go after it, and O'Day has himself a 1-2-3 inning. So it remains a 1-run ball game, and Manny Machado will lead it off when we come back. The major league lead in wins with 58 is Houston. In the words of Bobby Baer, going back to Houston, MLB best 10 or more runs, 10 or more in 9 different road games. At the 86 game mark, their record the best at that milepost since the Tigers in 2006. Their pitchers lead the major league in strikeouts, and hitters the fewest strikeouts in Major League Baseball. The only team to pull off that combination, got to go all the way back to 1911 when the New York Giants did it for a full season. We'll see if Houston can. And a 7-6 lead, and deeper into the bullpen go the Twins.
Yeah, Matt Belisle comes in. I mean, this will be his 36th game. He turned 37 on the 6th of June. Been with 6 organizations. Was having a nice year. Veteran right-hander. Had some health problems, but again, I mean, he's been around, but this year he's done a nice job. Is this bullpen, as we said? I mean, since the 13th of June, they have the 3rd lowest ERA in the American League. So they've got some new faces. They have an older face here, but certainly a guy with a lot of experience.
Belisle out of Austin, Texas, is going to face Manny Machado. Manny, a big ball game, 2 home runs and a single. He will lead it off here against Belisle, whose first pitch will be fouled back. He was looking heater, and he got it. Take a look at our Alexis of Towson driving the game.
Yeah, again, right here, I mean, there's a changeup, 3-run home run after it hit a fastball. Second hitter of the game. Back-to-back home runs, Smith and Manny. So right there, a little bit off the inside corner. Belisle's not a hard thrower.
Alexis of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer for 7 straight years. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com.
You had Presley coming in throwing 98. This would be more in the 90 range, and got a curveball, slider.
Presley worked the inning, gave up 1 hit, had 1 strikeout. Each team has stranded 4 in the game. A lot of scoring opportunities in big innings. Manny drives that one to right center field. That's way back, and it's in play. And Manny's going to stop it first on a single. He thought it was gone, and it apparently hit the top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, there's a little green band of a scoreboard, or actually fence, right over that the scoreboard, and that's where it hits. But again, I mean, misses a home run by 6 inches, but I mean, you're down 1 and you got to run, got to go. Come on. Nope. And right there, it's too late. And I mean, watch Buxton play it off the wall. And again, he's a very good. It's like having a Gold Glove shortstop, but he's playing center.
So the Orioles get a leadoff single and again have the potential tying run on. Manny is 4 for 4. And here's Jonathan Scope, who's 0 for 3. So Jonathan will take the pitch for his strike. Strikeout, grounded out. He's hit into a double play. He's had 3 hits and 8 at-bats here in the first 2 games.
Yeah, he's done such a great job lately of actually letting the ball travel and using the whole field. But the first 3 at-bats today, a bit anxious, out in front. And he gets him the roll over, which is what they want him to do now.
Each team's had 11 hits. Pitch will be outside on Belisle's delivery.
Yeah, he's a good breaking ball hitter if you make a mistake. Everybody, of course, has trouble hitting the low and away hook or the slider.
Orioles have had the leadoff man on 5 of 7 innings. 1-1 delivery on the way, and there's another one of those big home run cuts.
Yeah. When you really to just be thinking with his strength, he can hit the ball out, especially in this ballpark. Again, maybe a little bit of an overswing.
And he's gone 6 for 18 against the Twins on the year. Does have the 1 home run against Minnesota. Machado edging off first base. Belisle with a 1-2 delivery on the way and gets him on a pitch away.
Well, good pitch. Yeah, nice slider. Get an anxious hitter, a good hitter, but again, when you start getting close to 300, you think, and you're hot to get there, you think you can hit pretty much everything. There's Boschers, lefty.
Belisle facing the Orioles for the first time this year. Gets the strikeout, now faces Adam Jones. A base hit is flied out, and he has reached on an error. Machado off first base. Jones over the top on the off speed. Adams gone 0 for 4 off Belisle in his career. What a ball game. 7th inning. 7-11-1 for the Twins. 6-11-1 for the Orioles. 1 unearned run for Minnesota. Each have left 4 on base. Jones waiting on it. Belisle's delivery. Shattered bat. Ground ball short. There's one reload. Polanco to Dozier to Vargas. No runs, a hit. Nobody left on base. 7th inning stretch time in Minneapolis. Twins up by 1. Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Games the Orioles keep an eye on. How about Brewers over the Yankees 8-4, but Judge has set a new rookie record for the Yankees, 30 home runs. Aaron Sanchez 12-2. The Astros beating the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox, they are looking to hang on in first place, 8-3 over the Tampa Bay Rays in their ball game with Pedroia, Bradley Jr., Ramirez, all have hit home runs in that 8-3 victory by the Red Sox. Got to make a note on Aaron Judge. That was Joe DiMaggio's record for home runs by a rookie in a year. It was 1936. Joe DiMaggio's record has been in place since that year. That's for the whole year. Aaron Judge has already hit 30, and we're not past the All-Star break. Lord.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, this is a kid that struck out 42 times in 84 at bats, and went home, worked on his swing, worked all spring, and I mean it's a Yankee, and of course it's baseball. Yeah. I don't care if you're trying to beat him or not.
So no, we'll foul it away.
You got to admire somebody.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, it's just and not only that, it's fabulous for the game.
Yeah.
I mean, to have somebody that everything I've heard as we look at we saw Taylor Rogers come in and pitch well last night, but I mean, baseball needs players, and Donnie Hart. So Rogers and Hart. There we go. Thank you, Don.
Great music in the bullpen. Rogers and Hart by Don. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and went upstairs, and O'Day gets his third strikeout.
Well, we talked about the ability to manipulate the ball, so down and away, get a pop up, and then you just go climb up the ladder, stair step them.
That'll be it for O'Day, as he will work an inning and a third and retire all of the batters that he faces. Going to match up here with Kepler, the left-hander, coming up.
Donnie Hart up and down on a number of occasions. He's kind of settled down. He's done a nice job. Came in last night, gave up a base hit. Of course, it was to a lefty, Jason Castro. What did Buck Showalter tell us today, insisting that maybe you have the ability, because he has a good breaking ball, to throw strike one with a fastball and then go from there.
Not the other way.
Yeah, and of course Castro got two hits last night, and both of them, as we look at Darren O'Day, who had another nice night, but both of them on breaking balls. And Buck's point was, were you paying attention in the bullpen when you saw him hit a slider off of Blyer? So again, the point well taken. Let's see if, of course, Kepler hitting everybody.
Kepler with the bases empty and one down, and that's going to be hit to right. Smith, that was off the end of the bat, and it'll be played easily. So one pitch and an out, and there are two down here in the seventh inning. Our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you.
Well, there you go, Aberdeen. That's 486. It's like high school. I'm telling you, those are high school batting averages, and then Okay, so that's not good enough. You just want to have a 6-game hitting streak where you're hitting 12 for 22. Do you have a little bit of power? Yeah, I got two home runs. Congratulations.
Wow.
Wow, that is a wow.
That is a wow. Here's Kenny Vargas. Vargas 3 for 3 called up today. Fortunate for the Twins. He's had 2 singles, a double, 2 RBIs, and he scored a run. 2 down, no one on, 7th inning. And the pitch by Hart is taken up high. Orioles needing that left-hander, at least one in the bullpen. He can be effective against both right and lefties. That ball's in the air. First base, Mancini going over. And has room. Makes a nice play.
Yeah, he really does. And you know, he tried to get as close to the stands, know where they are, but stays with it.
The 1-2-3 inning. Top of the 8th coming up. In 1970, Brooksy hit a 10th inning grand slam off New York's Lindy McDaniel, and the Orioles had a 6-2 win. And in 1900, Kid Nichols, only 9 seasons to get his 300th victory, 30 years old, a right-hander. He got it. 361 wins in his 15-year career, the youngest player ever to accomplish that feat, a member of the Hall of Fame, inducted 1949. And listen to the numbers. He had 562 major league starts and 532 complete games. He threw 300 innings in every season but 3. He pitched more than 400 innings 5 times in his 15-year career. Kid Nichols. Oh, man. Yeah, that'll get you into the Hall.
Yeah, well, there we go. Well, there we go. Taylor Rogers. He doesn't quite have to pitch that much, but yeah, he's got more saves or more holes than anybody in baseball. 20 of them. We saw him last night. Actually, he was throwing the ball 95, 96, curveball, able to pitch in and out. And there it is. There's a 2-seamer down and away, trying to, here in the 8th, maintain a 1-run lead for the Twins.
Mike Trumbo has doubled and scored in the ballgame. He's 1 for 3. So Twins going with a pitcher an inning here, as Belisle worked an inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Presley worked an inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Hildenberger's got a chance to be the winner, 2 1/3, just 2 hits. High in the air to right. Kepler will put it away.
Zach Britton getting loose for the O's. Him off to the disabled list on Wednesday. Pitched 1 inning in Milwaukee. Of course, the Orioles lost the game, non-closing situation.
And a running diving catch made as Kepler, busy in right field, hauls it in.
Yeah, had a beat on it all the way. I'm sure Trey Mancini said, please sink. But this is what he does so well. I mean, that's a fastball away, smokes it to right field, and then Kepler runs it down. Takes away a sure single, maybe an extra base hit.
So 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning, and Joey Rickert will come on to pinch hit for Kim. Kim had a single, 1 for 3 in his at bats. 2 very quick outs here in the 8th inning. Rogers delivery, and that'll be hit the 3rd, and again Sano, second time he's done that in the game. A diving stop. He robbed Joseph. This time he robs Joey Rickert. Three of 4 coming up, a day game tomorrow. Coverage on MASN begins at 1:30. Ozarks represented by Jeep, and game coverage at 2 on MASN and WJZ. All the access you need right here on MASN. There is the moon, and look how those stars have lined up. Now generally that will point to the North Star, right? Those are the lights on the bridge.
Well, either that or Miami, where they're going to play the All-Star game next week.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
The stars will line up there.
Will line up there. Well, Zach Britton, kind of a cameo appearance tonight, just to get the work in, keep the game where it is, because the Orioles would love to go to the 9th, only trailing by 1. So came in, the command a little shaky in Milwaukee.
And trying to lay down the bunt for a base hit is Rosario, leading off the bottom half of the 8th inning. He's had 2 singles, an RBI, 2 for 3 in the ballgame. Donnie Hart worked 2/3 of an inning, got both batters that he faced. That's going to be down the line, inside out swing. That's going to get a base hit. Chased down by Rickert, got a chance at second, and I mean a chance. Diving, he is safe. Oh, somehow got in and held onto the bag on a good throw by Joey Rickert.
Yeah, Joey does everything he can, but I'll tell you what, when you're coming into the bag, you can see where the throw is. So he goes to the outfield side. Left hand gets the bag, and then you can see the tag by scope, and he never comes off the bag, and that's not easy to do. Imagine the force of sliding in and then somehow, how it's easy to hurt a wrist or by the fingertips.
Wow.
I mean, what's the tag? This is how good scope is. And again, they're going to look, again, if there's any indication that he did come off, he's going to be out. And again, this is what the challenge rules allow you to do. But what a great slide by Rosario.
Boy, that's a big potential run here in the bottom of the 8th inning in a 1-run game. No challenge. You got in. So now a chance for the Twins to add to their 1-run lead. The Twins 6 for 10 tonight with runners in scoring position. And trying to bunt him over. We'll see if he meant it or not. Pitch will be taken up high for a ball by Jimenez.
Yeah, coming in as a team at 249. Runners in scoring position, number 6 for 10. Huge. Ball out to get back into the game.
Jimenez has picked up 2 RBIs. Their catcher, a couple of singles. Or 1 single and hit by a pitch, driving in a run. With the bases loaded. Runner back to second base. Caleb makes sure. Zach Britton falls behind. 2-0 on Jimenez. Orioles had a 6-0 lead in this ball game, getting 2 in the first and 4 in the third. The Twins answered with 2 in the fourth and 5 in the 5th inning. Just bunting, meant it, popped it up. Caleb can't get back there to find it. So Jimenez trying to get him over to third base. Be able to add that run on a number of different ways, but not on that bunt.
Yeah, so a little bit more velocity from Zach Britton than we saw in Milwaukee. Second time back with a day in between of rest.
Closer.
The All-Star. You got added to the All-Star game. Tied for the league lead with 23 saves, along with Kimbrel of the Red Sox.
Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. Bunting. That'll get it done. Manning. Scope covers. Sacrifice second of the year for Jimenez.
And a nice one. Not easy to do.
MLB.com at bat, your #1 mobile app for live Orioles baseball. Stay connected. Fully customizable experience. Home screen icons, app features, game day, video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. So the Orioles will have to play in, giving Polanco that advantage. Try and cut this run off with 1 away. And a runner on, Rosario at third base. Polanco has gone 0 for 3. Bottom of the order, 8 and 9 are 0 for 6. Everybody else has contributed offensively. Polanco gets his chance right here.
Yeah, I'm sure the squeeze is not out of the question.
No, almost got by Caleb.
Paul Molitor. We talked about it last night, a couple of years ago. I think they beat the Orioles 7 in a row. It was a tutorial on small ball.
Just got that glove turned over the way he wanted it in the last second.
And that's not easy at 95. Thought about, and there is the skipper, Hall of Famer. What a career he had.
1-0 count, 1 down, and a runner's going to go. They got him trapped. Throw to the plate. Caleb's there. Tag put on, and he is out. And there's a big break for the Orioles.
Well, you got the best ground ball pitcher in baseball, and you play the infield, and he does what he does, which is throw grounders. And then Tejada takes care of the rest. And the good news is, because there's been a couple of botched rundown plays, this one didn't take long. And in Milwaukee, a couple of occasions. So right here, they get him trapped. Nice throw by Manning, tag by Caleb Joseph, and you get your second out.
That's just not heads-up base running by Rosario.
No.
If you're going to go, he wasn't going. If you're going on contact, he would have taken off. But he wasn't. Instead, he just kind of jumped a couple of steps and got himself.
Well, then how about getting in a rundown to let the runner get the second?
He didn't.
He
gave
do that
himself
either.
up.
No, yeah. Obviously, he didn't get the Orioles scouting report of the 2 botched rundowns in Milwaukee.
Now we'll see if the Orioles, if they can get out of this and go to the 9th trailing by only 1, whether they can take advantage of that. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball out. Buxton at the plate, runner at first base, fielder's choice, and will take the pitch down low. There are now 2 down. Offenses galore, 13 runs combined on 23 hits. Britton with a long look over to first base and bunting for a base hit and missed it. Oriole fans, when the Orioles score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at Papa John's with promo code Orioles5, and they've got 6 on the board tonight. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Buxton with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And there's that tail away pitch.
Yeah, that's the pitch. He said he had trouble in the rehabs. Again, inside middle, but this one, I mean, he right there. He thinks he's got the plate covered, and then the ball just out of harm's way, down and away at 96. Great sink.
One and two. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Twins up by 1. Pitch on the way outside. Joseph flips it down. Mancini a tag. He's on the bag though.
Well, when you and Mike Bordick did the Tampa Bay series, remember you had the Longoria talking about the 5 hardest guys to hit, and Britton was one of them. Yep. He said, "You think they have the ball tracked, and then about 10 feet in front of home plate, the ball disappears."
Yeah, and that is the distance, according to scientific studies, where your peripheral vision no longer has a chance to see the baseball, and you swing at what you saw, not where it is.
Right.
And when he's got that tremendous drop, that's why they can't hit it.
Well, there is another one, and Buxton does a nice job of at least fouling it off. And that's why they said, that's why they said the cut fastball, if thrown properly, is difficult to hit because you don't see it the spin. Because I still remember one of the great articles was Tony Gwynn and Stan Musial talking about hitting and trying to pick up the speed out of the hand, and that's how they hit, and they did it quite well.
Yes, fairly well.
Fairly well.
Yeah. Runner still at first base. 2-2, 2 down. Runner goes. Oh, and a wild pitch, but it bounces right back to Caleb, so no extra base. So Polanco goes down to second base.
So you can see Zach Britton, a work in progress. You get healthy, you do your rehab, you come back here, you use a different ball than you use in the minors, and trying to somehow get out of this 8th inning unscathed.
Polanco is credited with a stolen base on what would have been a wild pitch, but he was running. So he gets down to second base. Count 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down on Buxton. Zach Britton's delivery to him, that'll be fouled away.
Yeah, you look at his average, the lowest runner in scoring position number on this team, and that's why you don't want to go 3 and 2, because when you go 3 and 2, you got to throw him a strike, otherwise he'll walk. Until then, you can just get him to chase, and then you know who's on deck. Last year, about as good as any power hitter in the American League with over 40 home runs.
So Zach trying to end it right here on the number 9 hitter. 3 ball, 2 strike count, second time. Runner gets the lead at second and a base hit. Polanco will score. What a big run. And Buxton gets it to make it 8-6.
Well, a lot of things to get him to here. You run the count to 3 and 2. You got to throw a strike. It's not a sinker. It's meant to be, but it stays up. You got a young hitter trying to figure out how to play in the big leagues. They know he can help you defensively every day, but making contact is part of it. He was able to do it again. Did it last night. Started one of the big starts of the 6-run inning for the Twins.
So everybody in the lineup has now contributed offensively in this 8-6 lead. 13 hits for the Twins. Brian Dozier has doubled, 1 for 4. He scored a run in the 5th inning, and the throw over will get Buxton back to the bag.
Yeah, 16 out of 17. So again, just in case, even though you got a switch hitter, Robbie Grossman on deck.
Joey Rickert, you saw out there making a throw in already from left field. 2 down. That was what a big 2-out hit. It looked like after that run down to get Rosario, the Twins would not be able to get the extra run here in the 8th inning, and instead they take advantage of the stolen base, what would have been a wild pitch anyway by Polanco to get into scoring position, and then the base hit by Buxton. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be outside at 95. So 2 runs have come against the bullpen tonight. Castro, pitcher of record for the Orioles, a run on 2 hits in an inning, and now Zach Britton has given up a run here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Pretty big lead at first. Leaning towards second, draws the throw.
No, just the mere fact you're on and you can run as a distraction.
Buxton with that base hit now. That's 8 hits and 15 at last 15 at bats for him. He's over there at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Inside. Count will go to 2-1. Twins are trying to win their 5th consecutive game against the Orioles, and the Orioles staring at their 5th consecutive loss, but they will get a shot at it in the 9th inning.
Yeah, well, they just doubled the lead for their all-star closer. The guy they call the accidental closer up here.
2-1 deliveries outside. They're not going after these pitches that aren't in the strike zone.
Yeah, they're not quite out of his hand, close enough to entice. And of course, he knows Dozier, inside half home run hitter. So trying to stay out of that zone. Otherwise, you can throw another couple of runs on the board.
Down at 3-1. Pitch on the way to Dozier, and he wraps it hard to short and underneath the glove of Tejada. Heading to third base is Buxton. They're going to send him home. Here's a throw. Scope off the mark. No play at second. Buxton never even thought about stopping. He took off from first base and never let up running.
Jane Glenn, the third base coach, never put the stop sign up. I mean, you could just see this coming, because right here, I mean, he's a #1 draft choice. He can fly. What's this? Right here, if you don't hit the cutoff man and you don't immediately make the throw. Again, I mean, right out of the box, he's thinking, I'm going to score on a long single, because it was just enough. Not to mention that Tejada doesn't catch it. Ball hit hard, but that was a catchable ball.
Yes. Now the Orioles defense hasn't done a lot to help the cause here tonight.
You got a confluence of mistakes, and what the Orioles don't like, when you're trying to nurse Britton Black, he's given up 2 runs, but he's also thrown 21 pitches. 12 have been strikes.
Tejada, the ball that sure looked like he was going to be able to get.
Well, again, yeah, it's hit hard. He just, he kind of side saddles it, and it gets by him. And right here, see again, the throws to second. And Tejada, and again, I never played shortstop, but there's your stumble, but he never hesitates. It's not even close, because this ball is a catchable ball. Again, it's hit hard, but major league shortstops, you got to flag that ball down.
Dozier will be credited with a single and an RBI, second on the throw. That ball goes to right. Smith is there, and that will end the inning, but it was a big one here in the 8th. They pick up 2 runs, and we go to the 9th inning with the closer coming on, 9-6. Southwest. Yes, the low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Those are the lights on the top of the building we were talking about looking like stars. Well, Bobby Dickerson in charge of the infield.
Yeah, I think what he's probably talking to them about is the fact that if you, again, you know, he's his fourth year. If you're instinctive, you're a little bit farther over because Adam, he threw it to Scope, but Scope was not in line with home plate, so it was a very difficult angle. And of course, you got to give tons of credit. Not only to Brandon Kinsler, who comes in and makes, this is a guy that fits in Independence League ball, made his first All-Star team. He's tied for the league in saves. Saw him last night. Did get a base hit. It was a 6-4 game last night. He was able to get his 23rd save. So splitter, slider, and he actually was throwing around 95, 96 last night. So a little extra rest.
So Kinsler on, and the Orioles with a mighty uphill climb. Looking at their 5th loss in a row. Orioles had a 6-game losing streak in June 8th through the 13th. If they lose this one, it will be 5 in a row they've lost, and it means they will have lost all 5 games played against the Twins. However, there are 3 outs to be recorded. Caleb Joseph 0 for 2 and a sacrifice. And the pitch from Kinsler is going to be in there for a strike.
Yeah, they added a couple of more relievers. They added Chris Archer, who's a starter, and then Chris Davinsky, and also Roberto Osuna. Originally 9 of the 12 American League pitchers were starters.
Kinsler's 2 for 2 in saves against the Orioles this year. And that's what he is in his career. Caleb Joseph, 1 ball, 1 strike count. Day game tomorrow, game 3. Wade Miley, the left-hander. Alberto Mejia will make the start for the Twins. Oh my. 1 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Orioles will drop to a season low of 6 under 500 with a loss. Giovatello is going to come on as the pinch hitter for Tejada, joining the ball club yesterday. 1 down, 9th inning. Kinsler's delivery to him. Strike called.
Yeah, Kinsler doesn't mess around. And a couple of ticks higher last night at 96, which is a little unusual. He's more sinker, and he's got a good split. That ended the game. Ground ball to Mark Trumbo. Last night he was right into the heart of the Orioles lineup. 2, 3, 4, 5.
0-1 delivery on the way to him. That'll bounce inside. So 1 ball, 1 strike count. Orioles need base runners. Top of the order. Smith due up next. Manny Machado has had a 4 for 4 game, 2 home runs, 2 singles in this ball game. Right now it's for naught. I'd like to be able to get him back to the plate here in the 9th inning with some people on base. 1-1 delivery on the way. Kinsler got it in, and Giovatello comes through with a base hit. He'll make the turn at first, play it safe. The Orioles get 1 of what they needed on the pinch hit single.
Yeah, over a 306 hitter down at AAA Norfolk, and he gets a fastball right in the middle of the plate, and this is what he's about. Had a great spring. He's a line drive hitter. The Orioles going to cut it off to keep it from being extra bases. So there's one of those base runners you were talking about.
Now the top of the order with Machado on deck. Seth Smith.
And it kind of sets up again that they can't put the shift on Seth Smith in the infield, so it opens up some holes.
They're checking down, I think, at first on what they want to do here with a left-handed hitter up. They're not going to hold. Vargas backs off the bag close enough to not let him wander too far, but still be able to handle a ground ball down to first. One down. Kinsler, the runner goes. Pitch will be in there for a strike. That's not the run the Twins are worried about at the moment. It's the one on deck.
I mean, left-handers only hitting .219 on the season against Kinsler, and maybe the split-fingered fastball has something to do with that.
A one delivery on the way. It's an interesting decision not to hold him at first base. With one down, you're up by 3. You got a chance for a ground ball double play to end the game. You give that up.
I figure they're probably maybe thinking, and maybe the numbers tell them that it's easier to get that second out. Yes, you need 2 more, but and also it's harder again because you don't have a force play to throw a runner out. So
changes.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
That ball down the line in left field. Be fouled. Orioles battling. They lost a 6-run lead now here in the top of the 9th inning. Trying to find a way to get 3 back and at least 3 and continue this ball game. That's how important those 2 runs were in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Smith with a 2-strike count. And step off. Smith will step out. Oh, 2's the count. Vitello off second, ball right between the feet. Jimenez able to find it. 1 and 2, and may have gotten a little help from the umpire.
Oh, yeah, got him on the left shin. Otherwise, all the way to the backstop. Well, the add-on runs, boy, everybody talks about them. And if you're the Orioles, you want to get them. And if the Twins got them, it's such a big difference.
One ball, 2-strike count. Ground ball. Doesn't even look to second. Runner will stay, and they get the out.
Well, Kinsler's about making good pitches, and he was able to do it to Caleb Joseph. Ran the 2-seam fastball and got the grounder back to him. So 2 outs. How often do you see ground ball outs to the pitcher? Doesn't happen that often unless you're Dallas Keuchel and you're healthy and you're not on the DL. So Manny gets on. You got an all-star scope behind him.
4 for 4 ball game with 2 home runs for Manny. Runner on, 2 down, fans up. Two away, 1 on. Kinsler's delivery on the way. The Orioles on the season have only lost 15 games in which they had a lead. That is the 4th fewest in Major League Baseball and the 2nd fewest in the American League. This one they had a 6-run lead and they're down by 3. 1-0 pitch on the way. Manny's ground ball will go to short on a big hop. Polanco. That's the ball game. A disappointing loss for the Orioles. They've lost 5 in a row, and they've lost 5 in a row to the Minnesota Twins. Hillenberger's going to get the win in relief. His first win. He's 1-0. Castro will take the loss, 1-1. Ziegler picks himself up another save. He had his 23rd last night. Gets his 24th tonight.